Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, and so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show. Booyah!
Ooh, high energy.
Yeah.
High energy in the house.
Everybody get it up.
Yes.
Yeah. It is the G. Bush, Miles the Gopher, my man.
I don't remember my name yet.
Stand Up Johnson.
That's Stand Up Johnson. That's my nickname.
Mike Polk Jr. in the building. And we have Adam the Bull on assignment somewhere.
Yeah, Mikey, where do we got him stationed at right now?
Listen, we surveyed the entire city of Cleveland for the best sports bar we could find.
Sure.
And we found a couple great options, but we sent Bull to the Clevelander. What's more Cleveland than the Clevelander itself?
It's right there in
Bull,
the
how you
name.
doing, buddy?
What's up, guys? Hopefully I'm not breaking up right now. Am I?
No, you sound great.
No, you sound good, and Brad just got here, so you got to fill for like 2 minutes, Bull, so
All
we can
right.
get Brad in here without seeing us.
You
hook him up
sound
with
a
the
lot
mics.
better than you do on a 2-minute warning. Like this is Chris. You can tell this internet is different, huh?
All right. Well, let me tell you something. I'm down here at the Clevelander. Obviously, I'll be here for the whole show. You'll come to me throughout the day. We've got some fans of the show here. Eddie's here. Shauna's here. And we've got some other people that are coming down. So come on down and say hello. I'll be here. Earl is here with me. We'll turn the camera so you can see Earl.
Hey,
There's
we know
Earl.
him.
What up, Earl?
And so we're going to be here till 1 o'clock.
Is that a personalized jersey he's wearing? Who's on the back of that
Is that
jersey?
a personalized jersey, Earl?
Yes.
It is. He's saying yes. It is a personalized jersey.
See,
Let's turn it.
Oh, good.
Earl know the rules.
There you go. I don't know.
Bull, Earl knows
Yeah.
the rules. There's a rule in the community that says if you're a grown man over a certain age, or you have siblings or children that you take care of or claim on your taxes, there is no way that you could wear another grown man's jersey.
It's true.
Unless that grown man happens to be a Hall of Famer or a throwback.
Very specific.
Well, who made this rule? I don't agree with this rule. I mean, I'm not a big jersey guy. I got the kids' size Baker Mayfield jersey that I, at this point, have been avoiding wearing on the show because it can't fit or bringing it in. But I do have an AJ Green jersey in my closet somewhere.
But here's the
That's
thing.
unacceptable. Although he'll probably be a Hall of Famer someday, won't he?
You've never rocked it. You've never really made that a staple.
Nah, not really.
I have a loophole here, and I'll get your 2 cents on this too, Bull. According to G's rule, my father owns a Clay Matthews jersey. Now, he is not a Hall of Famer, but
He's
so is
not.
he a fool, G. Bush, for wearing his Clay Matthews jersey?
In our hearts and minds, he goes in under the grandfather clause.
Okay. See, I got to see. You got to write out some kind of constitution or something like that so we know exactly.
Section A, paragraph 2, it clearly states that we put these people in Cleveland, in our own Hall of Fame.
Okay.
He's in there with Omar Vizquel. He's in there with Albert Bell. And
Bernie Kosar.
Bernie Kosar is definitely in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so as you can see, Austin Carr is in there.
Yes.
These are
So I think AJ Green's in that group too because he's, if nothing else, a borderline Hall of Famer, if not a Hall of Famer.
Yes, but you're in Cleveland.
You're in Cleveland.
You
That
can't
works
do
in
that.
Cincinnati.
Well, but I'm not wearing it.
In the words of the great Sam Weish, you don't live in Cleveland. This is Cincinnati.
But I don't
Is
live
there
in
a
Cincinnati.
worse
I've actually never been in Cincinnati, if you can believe that. Not once.
Wow. What a huge fan. What a
Are you
huge
serious?
fan you must be.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you've never been to a Bengals game?
I have, but only on the road. Not even here. I've never been to a Bengals game
That's
here. I've been.
amazing.
You're just earning respect left and right from Browns fans right now, Adam.
Well, I don't like going to football games.
Okay.
Going.
I get it.
This is great.
I'd much rather watch on TV.
Bull, I will tell you, I
Yeah.
actually, as a former player, I agree with you. I don't really do the going outside type stuff.
Right. It sucks.
Hey, did you see who dropped in all of a sudden here? Adam, you missed this. While you were showing off the Clevelander, we got our friend, the mayor here.
Right off the road from South Bend, Indiana.
That's right.
Ooh, how's stuff in South Bend?
It was good last night. Them Terps walked out of there at the buzzer on a one-legger.
Nice.
Wow.
Very nice.
So
See you, South
Well,
Bend.
let me tell you guys real quick that the Clevelander is not only a great bar that I have spent a lot of time in doing pregame shows for the Cavs, pregame shows for the then Indians, now Guardians. Great atmosphere. The manager here, Rachel, is awesome. She always takes great care of us when we're here. And they have, it's a bar, but they have great food. Very underrated.
Very festive behind.
Yeah, it is. You got the Christmas. What's that called? The
ornaments.
Tinsel
Garland decorations.
Garland.
Darius Garland.
We got a Christmas tree right here. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Gosh.
And so it's going to be a good time. So there's going to be some fans coming out, and we'll be here till 1. And then I know you guys are going to come and have lunch with me here after. And so
you're going to come hang out.
Yeah.
Well, we'll check in.
Absolutely.
You keep holding it down there, Bull. We're going to check in with you in a second. We got to get into some.
All right, guys.
The big talk of the week, obviously.
Listen, obviously you two have not been able to get in on it. It's the first time you've been here since the Deshaun Watson situation.
I wanted in.
You were. Listen, you was jumping at the bit, right? So you take a look at this, and obviously Deshaun Watson comes out yesterday, and when he did speak, he didn't give people much. We thought about what he was going to actually say. Was he going to come out and talk about his treatment? Was he going to come out and talk about some of the different things that he had been going through while he was on suspension? And the first thing he mentioned was, hey, I'm not going to mention any of that. I'm going to stick to strictly football conversations. As we kind of fold that into this week, do you believe that this could serve as a possible distraction? I think there was a lot of people on Twitter that kind of went off a little bit because they thought he should have came out and spoke about some stuff, got it over with, or they wanted to get more information. Do you think the longer this lasts where he doesn't say anything, do you think this could kind of roll into a running distraction where people continue to ask him questions during the week of not only this game, but potentially next game?
What do you think, Ms. Mayor?
Well, first of all, I don't think that you're not going to be able to please everybody here, right? And so I think the methodology that he approached this with probably was the best that he was going to get out of it, because you're not going to change anybody's mind here. It's not. I mean, I watched the stuff online and what people were saying, and he said, "I'm going to just stay with football here," because in the past when he's got out here on his own, he'd been sailing on a boat by himself, right, and it hadn't ended up getting anywhere near shore. So the methodology, because he said, I've been advised to do this, right? And probably, for what people feel, we may not feel, it probably was the best course of action, because you wasn't going to satisfy anybody. Because I can just tell you from the people that are here, no matter what he said, some people weren't going to be satisfied with it at all, right? And so you find yourself on a slippery slope. Now you're just trying to always climb up the wall. And at the point here, when he gets to the final point here of playing in the game, and he says the same thing over and over again, I'm going to just stay with the game, right? People are going to just learn that he's only going to talk about the game.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And people are obviously just dying to hear from him about this situation because they want the clicks, they want the heat, they want something to write about. And he's not giving it to them. And there's this feeling as if in some of the media where they feel as though they're owed this. I don't know if I don't totally agree with that. I feel like they've said their piece. I agree with the mayor. What's done is done. Nobody's going to all of a sudden. He's not going to come out to that podium and just say like, I've been thinking about it and I was kind of a jerk, and everybody's going to be like, all right, you know what, we're cool with you now. Like nobody's going to do that.
Right.
That's not happening.
No way. Good for you.
Yeah, and then at the same time, he's not going to go out there and just say. He's not going to say, I don't think I did anything wrong or anything like that. And then all the people who've been backing him the whole time are going to be like, we told you. That's what I want. Like, what I'm saying is you're going to have these two distinct sides. You're going to have all these people in the middle who are just waiting to see what happens. And so it's people in the middle that he's got to try and win over right now. And he's got to do that through play, not through anything else that he's saying. And that's his best opportunity to make people turn the tide on him who are not, is to go out there, competently play, and not say anything stupid for the rest of this season.
How do you feel about? Because I know before you had said it.
Yeah.
When he spoke the last time, it was almost like it was rushed. He was kind of unprepared. They kind of threw him out there, and I noticed in the press conference what they had was two guys. I don't know who they were. There was three. It was two guys and a woman.
I heard them.
And they jumped in and they made sure that they weren't going to have no talking out of turn. Hey, we're going to get to you.
Yep.
And I thought, how did you guys feel about the way it looks like he had a little more support.
Yes.
A little more support.
So I would say this. So the two guys are with the Browns organization. They're protecting the organization from the standpoint the Browns have a chance to, if they run the table, potentially make a playoff run. So they're protecting that, right? The side of it is this. He if you think about it, he's still got some legal cases going on here. He shouldn't be saying a word.
Yeah.
Stay quiet.
Yep.
Let them play out the way you let them play it out over the last few months, right? That's where this is. So he can't say a word. And here, and the thing about it, anybody in this business, the reporters, they know it, that he can't. He shouldn't say a word,
Yes,
right?
of course.
But they keep egging him on.
Yeah.
We want you to say a word.
Right.
Right? They're like, no. And he just stays with the script because that's the only script he has to play right now.
Right.
This thing is about being ready to go in here on Sunday. Because the Sunday atmosphere, Mike, is going to be one like no other.
Yes.
Is he going to be mentally strong enough to walk into that venue again and perform at a high level?
Right. We've been waiting for this game for a very long time, and believe me, no more than him or the Browns, because when they made this deal, however long ago at this point, they were like, all right, everybody, buckle up. We're going to take some hits until this guy gets on the field and starts playing. So just get ready to take those hits. Deservedly so for the choice they made, the controversial choice that they made on behalf of the whole fan base and to represent the. But at the same time, this is the exact. I remember when they signed Kareem Hunt and everybody being furious, and a lot of people on did not agree with that, and they went into that press conference and just said, yeah, he's got his problems, but we believe that we can turn him around on the field, but we had to get him on the field. And where are we now with Kareem Hunt? I mean, I'm not saying he's universally loved, but that is not the first thing that comes up all the time about Kareem Hunt. It's about what a player he is. Right. And even I watch – here's where Deshaun Watson has to get to with the fan base. I watched this game with my girlfriend and my sister last week, and when Kareem Hunt has a good play, they're like, oh, and then they see it's him, like, okay, well, whatever. That's the best he's going to do with my sister and my girlfriend. And Deshaun Watson's dream is to get to the point where they're just like, okay, well, I'm glad, at least we scored. They're never going to be like, we love you, Deshaun. But we just got to get to the point where the first time Kareem Hunt touched the ball and they saw that, they're like, screw you, we should not have him on that team, we hate him. We just got to get to the point where, like, all right, well, he hasn't done anything.
So we're just trying to get to the level of a golf clap?
Pretty much. They get my girlfriend to golf clap you, and then you're good.
Brad, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I want to tap into your playing days here. Sunday in Houston's going to be a raucous atmosphere. There's going to be a lot of outside distractions, noise. Texans fans don't care a ton because they suck. And there's going to be a lot of Browns fans there, but it's just going to be an interesting atmosphere with distractions galore. Brad, I know you've played with guys who you can look at immediately and say he's not built for those situations. And you've seen guys who are able to completely block out any outside noise. From your opinion and what you've seen of Watson so far, how do you think he'll handle, and what will his performance be like considering everything else surrounding him? Like, is he built on which side of the fence there?
So what I see from the outside, Mike, is a guy that potentially is able to play in an adverse atmosphere. I will only be able to tell when the bell sounds on Sunday. But it's not so much about him. It's about the support the others surround him with to give him the, not cover, but comfort to allow him to do what he needs to do to help the football team, right? And if he were on a basketball team, be on a basketball team. So we will find out because here, there are many people in this world that talk a good game, right? I'm tougher than tough. And then when the heat come, you melt down. So we won't know. Because I'm going to just tell you, Mike, this is going to be at a high level of intensity in there, right? If you don't think that place is going to be amped up on Sunday, then somebody's mistaken, G. You're mistaken.
Who is going to be there, really, on Sunday? I want to know the type of person, the Houston fan. Is it going to be 75% media in the stands just hoping he does?
There's the people that want to see a train wreck come down the track.
Is it worth paying that much money in parking to go see a train wreck?
In this country, they do it all the time. They do it all the time.
This is a paid train wreck. And actually, to be truthful, that's why I feel bad at myself for being that excited. I shouldn't be one of these people that be like, you know what, this is going to be great. I thought it was interesting that he said during the press conference he said, I want to shout out to people in Houston. I got a lot of people in Houston I still talk to. I got a house down there. I got love for H-Town. I want to see, you being in politics, it's not a political question, but when you do polling, right?
Yeah.
Polling's all over the place.
It's
You
all
might
over
call,
the place.
you might tell somebody, hey, what do you think about certain
You
candidates?
can't believe
They're a
everything
mess.
you get out the poll.
And they're horrible. And then and then the election happened. You're like, well, what happened?
You just saw that a couple weeks ago.
They're like, well, everyone we talked to on a landline said they were going to vote that
Well,
way.
here,
It's
here.
like, well, wait a second. I don't know anybody with a landline anymore.
Get in the weeds here. I know people in Houston.
Yeah.
They like him in Houston.
Yeah.
People like him.
I was in Atlanta.
People like him in Houston.
They in the South. I was down there this summer, and they had my Browns gear on. They said, hey, I didn't have to solicit. Hey, Deshaun Watson is a
Yes,
good guy.
unsolicited.
I said, okay, like I'm just pull. I just got them just visiting. They see my gear and was like, y'all gonna be good, man. Listen, you gonna get a good quarterback. He a good kid too.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here, I'm conflicted because I don't know him. I just got what we got here. We known him all of 5 weeks in the media, but the thing is, wouldn't it be ironic if he goes down there and it's not as bad as we think? What if it's like, hey, it's some smatterings of booze here, but it's more like when LeBron comes back. When we look at as far as the visceral action, I've never seen nothing like that. When LeBron came back that first time.
Oh, yeah.
That meant we was hot. And it was the whole entire game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be like that.
Right.
I don't foresee it. I don't see it that way.
I'm just curious, more than anything, regardless of their passions right now, I'm just wondering who is going down to watch this one-win team, like who is actually going out.
I have some answers for
Go
you.
ahead, please, Mike.
So I spoke to some of my people in Houston. I used to live just outside that area.
Okay.
Outside of this game, the 2 games prior and the 2 games after, you could get tickets for like $6.
Right.
Like literally dirt cheap. They're terrible. No one cares. There's so many other things in Texas to draw their attention away from the Texans that when they're irrelevant,
Like drilling for oil.
Cleaning their guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Or
People are
accumulating
going
them.
to this game though, and a lot of Texans fans, at least the ones that I know, have nothing against Watson. Like they're actually excited to see Deshaun play again.
So what are
which is-
tickets running now? Did you look?
I'll tell you. I'll look
Yeah,
right
because
now. I
it'd be
don't know
curious
exactly,
to see
but-
if it's $6 before and $6 after. By the way, that's like a typical January 2nd Browns regular season game when I would have my season tickets back in the day. And then that's when we were like at that point 2-13 or something like that. You're going to play Baltimore and get mowed down in a meaningless game. And then I'm calling. It's like no degrees out. It's January 1st probably. So everyone's hungover from New Year's. I'm like, does anyone want to go to the Browns game with me in 2-degree weather? And it's funny how nobody got back to me.
Let's play guess that price. What do you think a ticket cheapest ticket you get?
It was $6 on either end on the game before and the game after.
Give or take. Yeah,
Ish.
like
Okay,
$12.
I'll go $14.
I'll say 27.
35.
I was just about to say 40.
All right, see, this is important. This is important. If that first stat that your mythical friends from Houston gave you is accurate, and it was $6 before, or for the previous game, $6 after, now we have the answer to how much, at least, excitement and investment there is in
That
this game.
tells you.
Here's your Brad, real quick. Here's your comparison.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks after Houston hosts Jacksonville, there's a ticket right now for $9.
Yeah.
That's Jacksonville, though, too.
Yeah.
Can
I'm
you
just
imagine
saying.
going to that game?
I would be.
I'm just saying.
I know you're right.
I would be surprised if this thing is not near capacity, right?
Yeah.
Because most people, again, I tell you, enamored with the train wreck, right?
Sure.
Right. That's
Everybody
what
loves to watch it.
They want to see it, right?
Soap operas have been on for. Soap operas have now been on for 100 years.
Who's been on TV the last 48 hours and getting the most clicks out here? Your boy Ye.
Oh yeah. I feel like he's going through some
No,
stuff.
hey, we are
We
not
can't
getting into
even-
Ye. Not getting into Ye. No.
We're not getting into the subject matter.
so
We're
bad.
talking about people are
Right.
tuning
People love train
into
wrecks.
it.
That's his
right.
larger point is train
Because
wrecks.
it's foolishness.
Yes.
Right. And people are watching it, right? This is what happens out here.
Now, the
so
next-
if you tell me that you thought you were walking to Houston and nobody gonna come see Deshaun Watson after all this,
But
stop playing with
you're
me.
right, and I'm not. I could totally see that. My question is, you guys are talking about how he's still very popular there too, though. I mean, I would like to know how many of those people are coming to root for him, and how many people are coming to actively boo him. I wonder what that percentage is.
I will say this. This is the most important game of his career, right? And you say, why would you say this? Because first impressions are dominant in our lives, right? The first time you see Deshaun Watson, if he comes out here, and I don't care if it's against a bad team, if he comes out here and he looks like the dude we've been waiting for forever, he will convert half of that middle ground onto his side just by the first impression alone. Some of them he may not get.
You think we're that morally fungible that we can just move in one direction or the other like that?
Yeah, because I've seen how polarized Baker Mayfield is, and how people, when they rocked with Baker,
they was
there, and still some of them are still there.
Yeah, but there wasn't an ethical component to that. This one's more ethical than Baker. With Baker, it was like he stinks. Oh, he's good. Maybe I like him now. This one, it's like I don't agree with him morally, and it's like he has a good game. Nobody's like, okay, well, morally he's fine with me.
I'll put it to you like this: this is how ethically off people are. If Kanye West has another good album, people will go buy it.
Yeah. That's true.
Yes.
You know what else people are buying right now, G?
What is that?
They're getting the pre-sale tickets at BetJack, putting in the Super Bowl futures on the Cleveland Browns. The ultimate Cleveland sportsbook is BetJack. Sports betting goes live on January 1st. Download the BetJack app today so you can have skin in every game, anywhere, anytime. BetJack, Ohio sportsbook. We're going to do a good bet, bad bet next, and we're going to go out to Adam the Bull in the Clevelander and start with his picks. What's up, Bull?
I'm getting hammered. Here we go. Look, getting hammered.
You sound like you hammered.
I'm drinking the hot stuff, some water.
Straight gin.
That's disgusting.
Bull's not a drinker.
Straight gin is like
By the way,
liquid pine needles.
By the way, I just had a fan. Remember, you guys? I don't think Mike Polk was there, but you guys remember meeting Jay and John? He works for the Guardians.
Yeah.
He's a fan ambassador.
Yeah, that's my guy, man. I met him. Shout out to him.
That's right. You guys took a picture together. He said Brad looks much younger on TV than he looks in person. That was the word I got.
Hey, Bull, why is Earl sitting behind you like your bodyguard?
Yeah.
It's like
Have you had some trouble there?
I don't know. Yeah, we got a rowdy crowd here. Eddie's out of control already, man. He's throwing people through windows. He's just causing all kinds of havoc right now.
Y'all going over?
And we got the show on one of the TVs here at the Clevelander.
Oh, awesome.
Which is pretty cool.
It's amazing what they can do
Nice.
nowadays.
You ready to do good bet, bad bet, Bull?
Technology. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Let's
pull up your card here, Bull. These are all Deshaun Watson props for Sunday's game against Houston.
Okay, I got to move something here so I can read this.
First of all, did I even do this?
Yeah, we did this on Tuesday. We haven't got to this since Tuesday.
I said the same thing.
I was like,
yeah.
When you see your card, you'll remember. Yeah, everyone did submit their answers.
So let's start with Deshaun Watson. I think I've been saying all week. I actually, on my podcast this morning, made the pick. I think the Browns are going to win 35-13. I think it's going to be 38-13. I think it's going to be a bludgeoning of the Texans this weekend. But I actually think leading the way is going to be Nick Chubb. I think Nick Chubb is going to run for 179 yards and have 3 touchdowns. I think everybody's expecting Watson to just go bananas in this game. And I think Deshaun Watson will have a good, solid game. But I think by the second half, they'll be running all the time. And I think Nick Chubb will have over 100 by halftime and 179, and then he'll take a seat in the fourth quarter because they won't need him because they'll be up so big. So I have him having a big game. I have Watson over 230, whatever it is, but not completing over 25.5 passes because I don't think they're going to throw that much. I think he's going to be efficient and accurate. There will be some rust, but the Texans are so bad that I think the Browns will have their way with them this week.
All right.
Awesome, Bull.
Let me ask you this question, Bull. Is there in any world, because we haven't had this happen forever, is there any world where they're beating, because I'd be mad as hell if this happens, if they beat the Texans bad, do you think they would take Deshaun Watson out and put Jacoby Brissett in, like, let's wave the flag a little bit?
No.
Oh,
I can't. The only way I think they would do that is if, God forbid, he got some sort of minor injury in the game and he was, playing through it because they want, in that situation. But I don't think they're going to bench him because of a blowout because if he'd been the starting quarterback all year, sure, then you bench him with a blowout. But no, I think, in fact, if they're blowing him out, I think that's a good way for him to get the extra reps with really no pressure. I mean, if they're winning by 3 touchdowns.
Under different circumstances, I think they would, but you're right. All right, let's take a look at my bets. Let's see what I decided a couple days ago. And
do it.
See if I've changed my mind since. There's Riverboat Mike making his bets. I also went with I actually went with the under on Watson. You're right. I think it's going to be a run game, and I think this is be him getting his feet wet. I don't think we're going to need him to be throwing in the second half. And I do think he could accidentally go over that just because I think that, I think Houston's that bad. But It wouldn't surprise me if they really focused on the run and just almost to make a point. Same with, so I just think that in general he won't be as much of a factor, but I think that the running game is going to be really dominant, and that's why I went with that. All right, how about you, man?
Brad, you're up.
Let's go with it. Let's make it happen. I'm all over.
What?
Yeah.
The 6-0 Kool-Aid is alive and well.
Let me tell you why I'm going in.
Yes, to all defense questions yesterday. It was the easiest filling I've ever had. Thanks,
great.
Brad.
Listen, let me tell you why. He's been sitting down for a long time. He should have a lot of pent up inside of him.
Yep.
And no better choice and chance to do it against your old crew.
First game, man.
This dude, they're so bad in Houston, right?
Yeah.
If he gets rolling early,
Right.
you know how sometimes you play out your mind,
Sure.
right?
Oh,
and then next
visualize.
week you're on a 0.
Yeah.
This is gonna be one to play out his mind.
Yeah.
You think he might be on a 0 the week after?
And then the next week he come down to earth.
He come down to earth.
Now, are you concerned? You said he's been sitting there a long time.
Yeah, sitting out a long time.
You've seen The Wizard of Oz. The Tin Man had been sitting there a long time, too, until they stumbled across him. And then they had to make some adjustments because he was a little rusty, if you recall.
Tin Man didn't have no heart. We're going to find out who got some heart on Sunday.
Okay, we'll see if Deshaun's got that heart. That's true.
Oh, we're doing headlines a little bit. Shout out to you, man.
That's
Yeah.
the deal.
Man, I don't even know what I put, but I think my scorecard look a lot like Brad's. Oh, look at this.
You're a little couple. Close.
Yeah,
Close, right?
You have no faith in his 2.5 passing touchdowns.
That's a lot. That's 3 touchdown passes.
I got him going 3.
I got him 2 in the air, 1 on the ground.
Yeah.
Though. See how we splitting this thing
The
up?
whole second half, he's just going to be handing it to Jerome Ford. That's the whole second half of the game.
238 is easy money. I actually think he's gonna get a deep ball off. We might even see a deep ball in the air.
That sounds
like
pretty.
in the end zone caught. Right? 25 completions.
Not get too crazy, G.
Yeah, hey, 25 completions to me was the hardest one I had to go on. Like 25, that means you if you got 25, you had to throw it 35 plus, right? Like you creep it up there
Against
to 40
Houston.
Early. Touchdown passes, I think he'll get 2 touchdown passes, 1 on the ground. The rushing attempts, I thought that was the easiest one. 27, he'll get that on a scramble. Like that's just
2 carries.
Yeah, a few carries, and then he'll get a touchdown on the ground because they want to put it in the heads of everybody else moving forward. We still have read option available on the goal line. We're gonna run that.
So as we get to Quell ready here, I want to pose this question to you guys, and then we'll bring DeQuell in on it as well. Is there a better chance the Browns run the table and go 6-0 to finish the season, or a better chance they lose to the Texans on Sunday?
I'll
Which
start
one
with
of those
that.
2 scenarios is higher? Polk, you're
I'll just take math on that and just say there's a better chance they lose to Houston. Anything can happen in one game. What's difficult is to have something happen in 6 games in a row with a quarterback who hasn't played in a couple of years. And that's not, I'm not impugning his talent, obviously, or anything like that. But I just think mathematically, if I was taking the smart money, you would have to say there's a better chance that they would lose this game than go 6-0.
Brad?
That's mine.
Well, the odds would favor losing to Houston, but I'm going the other way because I just feel like I just read and try to read in between the lines. You know, when you got a guy like Nick Chubb who never talks, talking during the week about how good Watson has been in the time he's been back, right?
Yeah.
That's
encouraging. Tells you something.
So so Nick's like everybody's here energized. So okay, I'm gonna go with it.
You're going 6-0 rather than a better chance
Because
of that.
I looked at the schedule, right? You have a chance here,
Sure.
but it depends on how he come out on the table on Sunday.
If he come out, you already know where I'm going. If he come out and they put up 35, like Adam 38, like Adam the Bull is saying, everybody in that locker room gonna feel they Superman. There's a certain thing.
Yep.
If you in a club, if you with the Chicago Bulls and you come in the 90s and you come in the VIP after Michael Jordan, you still you might as well be Michael Jordan because I'm with the homie. I'm with the big dog. Listen, if you go to the casino, we got the biggest bank. When you go out to the car, we got the nicest cars in VIP, and we doing it up big. I got the long meat. We all tall. It's a wrap. It's done. I'm with Mike. It's over. I feel like I'm Mike. So look, if he come out with
We all tall.
we all tall. Like y'all want somebody over 6
Steve
foot?
Kerr's like, me too.
Me, I'm up in here. Hey, easy money on this one, McNuggets. You'll trust me. 6-0 Kool-Aid. Make sure you go to Circle K. Tell them G. Bush sent you. Get that 6-0 Kool-Aid shirt. It's out there. Just let them know I sent
Got a
you.
stack for you, right?
So let's bring DeQuell in here. And when I say let's bring DeQuell in, he can't physically roll to us, but I did just see him roll through his man cave down there. DeQuell, how you doing, man? How's the Achilles doing?
What's up, fellas? I'm doing good.
Nah, you
We're
know
looking
what?
at everything right now.
Look.
What's
bro.
going on in there? Oh, he's okay.
That's what the magic
out, bro. We're all over you.
My gosh. I wish I had one presentable room in my house.
This man's
listen,
chalkboards
man.
look better than my walls.
Hey,
I had to switch it up because I have this walking boot on and I got my knee scooter, so I couldn't get around in my normal studio area. So I figured this would do.
You got to go to another luxury
How
room.
is the Achilles, DeQuell?
That's
real
what I was
quick?
gonna
Let's
ask.
get a little update on. Are you doing all right?
It's doing pretty good up until last night, man. I took a little fall. I had my boot off, and it was not fun. The wife had to come peel me up off the floor, but other than that, I'm doing good, man.
Do you got that life lock thing that you push the button?
Life alert. It's called life alert.
I fall.
Hey, you're the second person to ask me about that. No, I don't.
I fall and I can't get up.
Hey, you be in a real vulnerable state, my man.
This is my lifesaver.
That's a lifesaver. I had that like all summer.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man. Deshaun Watson's back in the fold. First and foremost, we got to get to how you felt the press conference went. You know, some people up here was like, man, he should have been answering them questions. He could have got it out of the way. What's your thought on Deshaun Watson and how he handled this press conference opposed to the one he handled on the way out, which was kind of rough?
Right. I think at this point it's going to be to ask him to satisfy all of his wishful thinking. I think from a formality standpoint, I assumed he wasn't going to address all the outside noise, all the allegations and the lawsuits that he had to deal with off the field. In my mind, I figured he would want to avoid all of it, and he did. And I thought he answered every question with as much enthusiasm as he could at that moment. But at some point, I do think because this noise isn't going to go away, he's going to have to address it at some point. I think the fact that he came out and let everyone know, and everyone was tuning in. I was tuning in live. I wanted to see what his reaction, what his comments would be about the whole situation. Obviously, there's a legality standpoint to it. There's certain things he can and cannot say based on the settlements. But I thought he handled it like any person would handle any high stress situation like that. But at some point, he's going to have to deal with it. He's going to have to talk about it either during or after the season because. Listen, let's face it. There's been other guys in this league, Ben Roethlisberger, for instance, who had to deal with it, and his teammates had to deal with it for a very long time. And this isn't going away anytime soon. But I was, I kind of cringed watching it, because you didn't want him to, I go back and forth. I think I fall somewhere in the middle. You have all these, lawsuits that or settlements you had to have with these victims or women for that matter. And I don't know, man. I just hope at this point, he can focus in and play football, do something he loves, because this isn't going away anytime soon. He's going back to Houston, and a place where honestly, if I were in that front office, I wouldn't bring him back this week, guys. I think it's just much to deal with unless he has some therapist that travels with him that can deal with this, because no one could predict what type of mental strain this is going to have on this man. And I don't know. If it were me, I wouldn't have brought him back this week. I know as a competitor, he marked this day on his calendar all year long to say, you know what, I want to play against the team that let me go, that started all of this noise. And, that's my opinion on it, and I'm sure it may change or it's like a fluid situation to me. I think it may change as the season unfolds.
DeQuell, help me out with this. Mikey posed a question to us. You might have heard it right before you came on. And I believe that the two gentlemen on either side of me might be drinking the Kool-Aid, as they say, a bit much. The question was, is there a better chance that the Browns lose this game to Houston or that the Browns go 6-0 for the rest of the season. Both of them think that there's a better chance that they would go 6-0. I personally go the other route. I think there's a better chance just mathematically that they will lose the game in Houston and then not win 6 in a row. So first of all, do you agree with me and them? And secondly, I'm just curious, what was the longest winning streak the Browns had when you were playing with them?
Ooh, so I'll start with the second question first. When I was there, the longest winning streak we had, because it's very probably it was definitely 2007. Derek Anderson was the quarterback. We that was the year we had gone 10-6. I want to say probably 4 games.
And that was one of the best seasons.
Do you know the answer to that?
Yes. I don't know the answer, no, but I will look it up. I should have done that research. I will.
Okay. I'm assuming it's 4.
It was a great year. It was a fun year.
It's 4.
But I'm just pointing out how tricky it is for any team to win, 6 games in a row, and it's pretty ambitious. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. So I think it's probably I side with you, Mike, on this one. I think they have a better chance of losing this game than winning 6 in a row. I don't think this team has only proven to win in one. That's running the football and hoping and praying that we can play good defense. Guys, am I going in and out?
No, you good, DQ.
Right.
You good.
Okay.
Yeah, we hear you. It just looks like a little bit of a horror movie now and again, but it's not a big deal. By the way, producer Steve said it was a 3-game winning streak in 2007. What were the teams? Seattle, St. Louis, and Miami. So 3-game winning streak in 2007.
It wasn't.
So DQ,
yeah, they were all tough to win those.
DeQuell, let me ask you a question. Right, we're gonna keep 100 here. First of all, you see them Terps last night?
No, I didn't. But I caught the news of it.
You saw the highlight, right? The step back, right? I got it. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Just checking.
Absolutely. Keep an eye on. Hey, listen, Brad. Oh man, I had to let you know. So, guys, when Ohio State was at Maryland, I was texting Brad, I was texting Jay. I wanted to talk a little crap. But I knew, our luck was gonna run out at some point. I just had a feeling. Me and Brad was going back and forth. And he called me after the game. Of course, if you watch the game, we flipped it up. And so I told Brad, I'm like, I am not answering this phone right now. I am not in a good space.
I can't answer.
Well, you can see we went to your LinkedIn picture because you were coming in and out.
Hey, DQ, let me ask you a question, man.
Okay, cool. I get it.
No, you back live. Here's the deal. Mike asked you a question about, you said, asked you a question. You said, you thought the organization could have held Deshaun out.
Mm-hmm.
To me, everybody in the building knew this was the date he could be available.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If he did not return that date and play in this game, I think it'll just send a crazy message inside the locker room. Because you the guy that we've been banking on here, right? Do I know what you made of here? We're going to see it on Sunday. Because not many have done it. I can name a few who have been under adverse circumstances. Jordan with the gambling was under adverse circumstances. Showed up. Father's death, showed up, right? Kobe Bryant showed up.
Yeah.
Showed up for a 50-piece in the playoffs.
Yeah.
There have been many that have shrunk under extreme pressure.
Yeah.
Collapsed. We're going to know an awful lot on Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Yeah. I to that point, Brad, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But to that point, I think I think guys nowadays aren't built like they used to in the old days. In the old days, it was no matter what. You show up, you show out, no matter what the circumstances are. And the platform now, these kids are not as tough as they were back then. And for him, this tells me the organization has an extreme amount of confidence in his ability to deal with this from a psychological standpoint and a mental standpoint. He'll be able to compartmentalize the noise. Deshaun Watson has been used to walking into stadiums and people cheering for him.
Yeah,
everyone loved him. You know, he was easy, likable guy. Now this is a completely different scenario, and they have trust that he can go out and perform. My only concern was, man, I don't know if they really understand the level of emotions that it would take on a guy just revisiting his old team without all the noise that Deshaun Watson had going on in the offseason. Let alone there's going to be his accusers. They're going to be at the game. There's going to be a huge community of people that a huge community of people that support him, and a huge community of people that don't want to see him throw another football or play or wear an NFL uniform. So you're right about one thing, Brad. You're definitely going to see what this young man is made of if he can go in a hostile environment. And I don't think it's going to be all that hostile. I think a lot of people in the Houston community really appreciate Deshaun Watson. You're really going to see how he responds after that game and during that game, because all eyes will be on him. All cameras will be on him, how he reacts on an interception or what the case may be.
And DeQuell, you're right. And I think you and we talked about it before you came on. I think people think that everybody in Houston hates Deshaun Watson. They don't.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. That's what G was talking about. Yeah. We don't know what kind of reception, because when I talk to people in Houston, they're like, they're not on none of it. They're like, you okay with me?
I'll tell you what, DeQuell, it's very rare nowadays, because this never happens. It's very rare that you get a quarterback that switches teams, has not played for that long, this level of anticipation, this level of just media surrounding. I mean, this has been going on for, consistently for months. But I'll say this. You said something just a second ago about how these guys ain't built for that. I remember, Pippen carrying Jordan with the flu game, right? I remember him coming back wearing with the 45 jersey, right? Mm-hmm. I even remember Brett Favre. See, I ain't no hater. I remember when his dad died, he threw 5 touchdowns on the Raiders, right? Just out there just limping around, bro. And so for me, there was very rare opportunities in this game where you can become a legend. This is, if you was ever upset, if you was ever mad that you Deshaun Watson and you thought that somebody said something out of turn, if you felt you was persecuted incorrectly, if you just felt like people just felt like you wasn't no good and they was assassinating your character, now ball's in your court. See, the media is great. You ain't never gonna be able to beat the media at their game. They got all of the influencers, they got all the stations, they got everything. But guess what? When it comes to that field, that's your domain. That's where you shine. That's where you can go. And I could just sit here and every player visualize. Can you visualize that first touchdown when he get in that end zone and them cheers and crowds coming, and then he do his little celebration, and you got to see that 3-4 times? Woo!
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys watched the Jets game last week, where the backup came in and had a great day, and the love and support and reaction from the rest of his team about his success. We're probably going to see something similar to that. We're going to see when they do score, and if he has a hand in it, the amount of support. We're going to see just how this team is going to galvanize around him. And you made me everything that you said made me think about this next point. Kudos to Deshaun Watson for even taking on this challenge. Again, I know it was probably out of his control, but the fact that he's stepping up to this plate, knowing that everyone else knows just how big of a task it is to go out there in front of the entire world, to know everything that's happened in the last 2 years, to go out there and do something that you love, and he's doing it for Cleveland. Listen, if you weren't a fan of him before, obviously what he does on the field is going to have a lot to do with it. But my hat goes off for him, the football player, in that regard. But let me say this last thing. Dude, where's the love of Christmas? It's December 1st, man. Like, I don't see any Christmas decorations or anything around him.
Skippy up in here.
Hey, it is kind
What's going on, man?
It's real dry here, dude.
Well, when you come on next week, we're gonna have some new art in the studio, courtesy of one of G's boys. So
good.
We're gonna have some
and it's holiday themed decor.
No, G, you could
Seems
maybe some it's holiday. I've seen some samples. I haven't seen the full remodel.
I haven't seen it, but you know, shout out. He's
Shout out.
We go
hardcore, full all the way in.
Yeah, we're going all the way in.
We're gonna decorate though.
We're
You're
all
right.
the way in. We all the way in.
We'll make it festive.
I don't know. Now you know, back in the day when you was in, you know, people who got kids, they changed it from Christmas to a holiday party.
Yeah.
Like, Winter Festivus. Like, so I don't know they're gonna let us get a whole full blown tree.
You're
but
right,
I'm
though.
into the tree game.
Well, we'll just throw a menorah back there so we can cover the bases.
Right.
But it is funny. It's true. Like, you remember like on soap operas and on the game shows and on talk shows and stuff where all of a sudden December hits and you got poinsettias everywhere behind everybody all the time?
Everywhere.
Well, you're right. We need some of that.
Yeah.
We need that.
You should see upstairs. My house is all festive.
Oh, yeah,
Is it? Can you get up there though?
So did you do it? Did you do it before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving?
After Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's right. That's the rule.
That's the better move.
Oh, now I gotta ask. Well, listen. So you want everybody to be festival, right? You want everybody to be festive. Let me ask you this question: Does your child believe that Santa Claus is bringing the toys, or mommy and daddy is ponying up?
My boy,
There might be children watching this.
There might be.
What we're saying is either could bring them. Which do your kids believe are bringing them currently?
Both. Both.
Nice. Good setup.
Both. My son knows Santa brings some gifts, but mommy and daddy brings the majority of the gifts. We buy the majority of
That's
the
the
gifts.
move.
Let's say that.
Yes, sir.
That
I'm
way you
gonna get some credit for this.
My kids are college aged up, and they know exactly where it's coming from, and they exactly sent the list here to me. Like, my youngest was like, follow this list to the T, and get on there right now, because you'll wait to the last minute.
Hey, we know where his UCSS money going. That's out of here.
Hey, DeQuell, speaking of your son, DeQuell, I have to ask this real quick. I saw on your Instagram he was Wakandaing up all over the kitchen. It looked like he whacked you, too. I got to imagine with the bum ankle, that's got to be tough to deal with right now.
Yeah, listen, man, wifey was out of town for work for a day or two, and it was just me and him, and he took full advantage, bro. He had his swords, and all of a sudden, he started screaming Wakanda forever with the accent, and all of a sudden, the sword that he was playing with on the couch and on the ground ended up hitting me. It was his punching bag. Man. So I ended up recording him, man. So it's hilarious. That dude trips me out every day. But so the month of December is definitely around Christmas. We definitely use his Christmas list. If he doesn't listen to us, say, hey, that's one less gift Santa's going to bring you if you don't listen. Works every time, man.
Hey,
4 years old.
One more thing about your son. Is he all right after running into the wall the other day?
Oh, yeah.
If y'all haven't seen this video, DeQuell, you got to text in this video. We'll put it up. You texted me. I'll see if I can throw it up. It is the funniest. I texted DeQuell making sure his son was all right. It
Took
was
a little tumble.
Listen, I don't want to see on Instagram your son pouring no purple Kool-Aid down your throat talking about the power of the Black Panther is now inside you.
You stupid.
If you text me the videos, DeQuell, I'll put them up.
You stupid.
All right, I'll text it to you. I'll definitely text it. No, man. So now he has this scooter. So now he knows anytime so one of his godmothers bought him a skateboard. And why does she do that? So immediately he knows he has to wear that helmet because he doesn't want to relive that moment on that scooter when he almost broke his neck.
Good.
So, yeah,
He learned something.
Yeah, it took everything for me not to laugh at the moment, but oh my God, I watched it probably 100 times. But I'll send it to you, McNuggets, for sure.
Yeah,
you got
that out.
I laughed.
Hey, wait, look, we got somebody else in town now. Look who decided to
What's
join
up,
us.
Tyvis? What's going on, bro?
DeQuell, man, how's life, man? I like you with your Santa hat on and whatnot. Got you a couple shots going on. You know, I'm a lemonade guy myself, but I respect what you got going on.
Oh, shout out to my man Tyvis, DeQuell. Tyvis walked up in here today. He got his Letterman jacket on from college.
Ooh,
and it still fit. I was like, we need to sign him. I said, is that the
can we talk about
Letterman jacket?
I put in a lot of work.
That's a man that's true to his alma mater. Because that display of football that I watched a couple weeks ago,
you know, DeQuell, listen.
that was embarrassing.
You know, DeQuell.
That was embarrassing.
It was one of those situations that, you know, when I watched it, I was in disgust myself. I was in disgust about the fact that they went out there and let so many explosive plays happen.
Oh,
but,
look. Shout out to the
festive.
Shout out to the bros for the Kappa Alpha Psi.
Oh, there we go. We got some candy canes.
Where the Noops at? Where the Noops at, huh? Where
Is this better, DeQuell?
Where they at?
But DeQuell, listen, man, if USC trip over their feet tonight and they make it back in,
Oh, Lord.
it could be a rematch.
No,
of the
here we
champions.
go.
It could be a rematch.
Coulda, woulda,
Well,
shoulda.
I'm a card-carrying member. I'm going to stop him there. I'm not backing in nobody's tournament. If I ain't earned my way in, the AD should have
Listen.
stood up and said this from the
Wait a
beginning.
minute,
We're not
Brad.
taking no bids.
Brad.
We're going to whatever bowl.
Brad is
Because we don't
lying.
deserve to be in
Brad
that
is
bowl.
lying
No,
to
I'm
us.
not lying.
Listen, any fan would much
Quail-
rather them be in it than not to be in it.
That's what you just talked about. That's the difference between
DeQuell,
old school
I'd rather see 'em in
and
it
new
than not
school.
in it.
The difference between old school and new school. You're not giving me nothing. I'm going to earn my way into this thing.
Got a point. Both of you guys, it's hard to argue both of you guys right now.
Brad
But
would be cheering for them if they was in the CFP.
We ain't taking no.
He wouldn't watch
taking
the
no
game if they went to
taking
the
no
Rose Bowl.
handouts.
I will say this. It's not a good look if you on the same weekend as my Bobcats.
Yeah. That's true.
That means you got some Motor City Bowl game.
Yep.
You got
The little Caesar
No, we
Bowl.
going.
December 14th.
We
The
come to play.
Heineken
We come to
Bowl.
play Ohio U down in Ohio U in Athens for the wine fest. That's what we doing.
Yeah.
They got you down
The
at
wine bowl. The wine bowl.
hey, Tyvis is really
About
hurt
to be
about
on the
this,
White
man.
Claw Bowl.
I'm not. Why
Tyvis,
does
are you okay?
Why
You're
does
really hurt about
everybody believe that I'm hurt about it?
Oh no, listen.
DeQuell, I'm
You
explaining.
seem hurt about it.
He's
No,
hiding it behind the
listen,
smile.
I'm explaining to you what I explained to everybody on Wednesday. Whether they win or lose to the team up north, I'm going to have 4 pair of gold pants at the national championship ring.
Ooh.
I did what I was supposed to do. Listen, we were supposed my job when I was there was to close the gap because they got more wins overall than us. So I did my part of closing the gap.
I get
Right.
that.
So you're
children
blaming
do now,
current
I
Ohio
can't
State.
control it. I'm not there anymore.
Who the children?
These children.
Well, I mean, you guys had a good streak going. You guys hadn't lost to Michigan in what 7, 8 years or something like that. You guys had a good streak going, so it was only right.
Steve talking crazy. Steve up here talking about back-to-back time like they just like Purdue just gonna lay down for them.
They are.
Listen, they 3-0 against top 3 teams. What you mean?
Are you like so Team Purdue right now?
No, I'm not. I am Team Utah all the way though.
Yeah.
We're backing into tournaments.
Listen, if I was in the studio right now, Tyvis, I would give you a hug.
And he's willing to accept it. He's like,
listen,
that gets me in.
We had to do it when we went. We was 5 on the outside looking in. We had a great Big Ten championship.
Back in my day.
Well, let me get you. We got all these college folks in
If
here.
there was-
Let me ask y'all a question. Where do y'all stand on? They just told us in 2025.
24. It's
2024?
Yeah, 12 teams.
12 teams. 12 teams. Now the 12
We
teams.
wouldn't be having this conversation about Ohio State right now.
but
Is it
It's
good?
terrible.
Well, we in
It's
22.
terrible.
I love it.
Good, bad, or indifferent?
I used to think it was terrible, but I like it now.
You love
I
it?
like it.
defend
There's
it.
more football to watch.
I didn't like
And now-
that. I thought 8 was enough, but 12 is not.
No, you need.
Let DeQuell go first. Let's let DeQuell go first. And I'll
Yeah,
tell you
no,
why he's
I
wrong.
enjoy it. I like the fact that you make it. You can possibly have 12 teams in the playoff because now I feel like the gap with the NIL play it's closing the gap between the Alabamas and these mid-level teams. Now I feel like honestly right now the way the rankings are in the top 15 team, I feel like honestly that a 10 ranked team could possibly make a run and win a national championship.
Yeah.
Because of the NIL.
The beauty of the expansion is this. It's not the 8. The 12 is there to satisfy the ones that was crying the most. But if you really want to have, seriously, because sometimes we be crying. Here, I tell you all the time, I'm a
always
card-carrying
crying,
member. I'll
really.
tell you. Sometimes we be crying.
Appreciate that candor.
But I'll tell you this. If you want a real national champion, some days it's not the person that's ranked number 1. Some days somebody get on a roll, he might be 15, and he might roll you, right? For them 3 weeks, he rolled you.
Yeah.
That's when you
Nuggets,
become the
explain
champion.
me the downside. You're obviously against it, Mike.
Yeah, what is
I think it just diminished. I think college football's regular season is the best season of any sport in the world. NFL,
because you can't lose.
basketball. It makes every game that much important. And this Ohio State Michigan game, it was when you would clinch a spot in the Big 12 championship game. You essentially clinch your spot in the playoff. Loser needs a ton of help. If it's a 12-team playoff, not that the game doesn't mean anything, but the stakes go way down. And you can have teams and also real quick, Brad, if the playoff ended today, we'd have Penn State versus Clemson in the championship.
Mike,
That's a good match.
Mike, this is your counter to this, right? I told you I'm a card carrying member. Here's one of the problems with that, right? In a year where the Big Ten is down, right?
We ain't
right.
down. We got
the
three
Big
teams here.
The year the Big Ten is down.
Go for you.
Y'all
Big Ten is down. He's so sensitive.
I know. Hey, give him a hug, man.
Right,
give him a hug. Give me
What are you smiling at?
In a year where the Big Ten is
it's
down,
gonna be all right.
Ohio State really saw, they only saw one real legit team. Now, Maryland took them to the brink, but they struggled everywhere else along the way.
And I will say this is the last thing. You sneak this in. Teams that play in the MAC or teams that play in Conference USA or the American Athletic, there's no realistic chance for them ever to get in. But what happens if they get a good quarterback every once in a while? They can play a really good regular season schedule with ranked teams. And if they win 3 or 4 teams, run the schedule,
you're in the mix.
Then you're in the mix at a 12, right?
That's the beauty
then
of
you're in the mix.
That's the beauty of the NCAA basketball tournament, because somebody who you may never heard of get on a roll and start capping people. Right, and that's why people get excited. And that's why people love that tournament.
When fans get excited.
It'll be fun, and I understand the home playoff games will be awesome, and I'll watch the crap out of it. Like, I get that side of it. I just think it diminishes the regular season, and I love the fact that you lose one game in the regular season in college football. Every game means something. You can't have one off week. But guys, we're gonna play the bucket game. G. Bush, you played yesterday.
It's fun as
DeQuell,
hell.
you have not played. Tyvis, Brad, Polk, you have not played. So you all get to play at once. I'm very excited.
Hey, can I just clown them? I'll sit on the sideline and clown them if they like, or am I participating?
Please.
All right, there we go.
So here's how the game works. It's called the drop in the bucket. You guys have all played blackjack, correct? I know DeQuell asked you yesterday. Tyvis, you don't drink, you don't do anything. Have you played black? Have you ever gambled?
I'm not a gambler, but on my phone I do play blackjack.
Wow, you really cut loose.
This guy.
Doesn't drink, doesn't gamble.
I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel.
And Brad, you know Michael Jordan personally, so you definitely know how to play blackjack.
Right. You might still owe him a bag or two.
Here's the premise of the game. Steve, let's take 107 full. It's called, you got it ready. It's called a drop in the bucket.
All right.
On one side of the game is Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
On the other side of the bucket is how many former Browns quarterbacks can we fit in there to equal Deshaun Watson's career touchdown passes.
Oh, dear.
These are career touchdown passes for these guys. So just like blackjack, you hit. If you want another one, you can hit. And the goal is to get as close without going over to Deshaun Watson's career total and touchdown.
Now here's a little advice. You guys are all playing together as a team.
Yeah.
So you got to discuss it. And you got to have a running total of what you think the guy that you're going to put in the bucket is. So say, for instance, it's Charlie Fry. If you say 2, and then the next one is Brady Quinn, you say he had 3, that's 5.
Yeah.
So you got to get as close as you can without going over the 104 using quarterbacks, given what he said.
So I'll present you a quarterback. What's up, DeQuell? Yeah, your question?
So is it only the quarterback's time with the Browns or their entire
career? It's the career touchdown passes.
Okay.
Oh.
Because Colt McCoy's still tossing, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Derek Anderson has to be up there.
Yeah.
All right, come on, let's roll.
So I'm going to give you a quarterback, and we'll add him to the bucket, and then you guys tell me if you want another one or not.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
Deshaun Kaiser.
Yes.
Hit. We're hit.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we got to figure out how many
touchdowns do you think Deshaun Kaiser had in his career?
6. I give him 6.
All right, we'll put him down for 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone's hitting on Deshaun Kaiser.
Okay.
What about Deshaun Kaiser and Kevin Hogan?
Hit.
Of course, but we got to establish how many
Maybe
Hogan
he got like
had.
5.
All right, we'll go with 5. We're making up the Kevin Hogan had 5.
Yes.
Just pulling these things out of our A. Go ahead.
Deshaun Kaiser, Kevin Hogan, Cody Kessler.
Hit.
Now, we're trying to get, you said the total number is at 104?
104, I believe.
He played in Jacksonville, but I'd give him
less than 2?
Yeah, I'd give him 8 or 9 at the most.
You guys want me to write him down for 8 touchdowns?
Yeah, put him down for 8.
Put him down for 8. Kessler.
Everyone hit. Okay, Deshaun Kaiser, Kevin Hogan, Cody Kessler, Johnny Manziel.
Oh, he had his share, right?
I think he had 10, maybe.
Did he have 10?
He only played for us.
He might have had 4, 5. I don't know.
We're not counting when he played for the Calgary Stampede or whatever in Canada.
Only
NFL touchdowns only.
He did only play for us, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So what do you think? How many do you think?
5.
I think he did better than that.
You
How
think?
many years?
Give him 8. Give him 8.
All right, we're gonna give him 8.
We're playing safe. Give him 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 8.
That's a lot. I don't know if
So
he
you
did
guys
or
hitting?
didn't.
You don't think?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's more.
Yeah, we taking the hit for sure.
Okay. Deshaun Kaiser, Kevin Hogan, Cody Kessler, Johnny Manziel, and Austin Davis.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
He probably got
Wow.
3. He probably got
Give him
3.
2.
Yeah, I got to take below 5.
Taking
Man.
it.
Whatever number you got.
All right, we'll go ahead and
What we
put
got,
it
Mike?
at
How many?
3. We are now at 20.
So the biggest question is, how many
We're at
career
32.
touchdowns does Deshaun Watson have?
104.
104. So we got like 30 more
104.
quarterbacks to get.
Come on, get to some meat. Throw in Brian
Yeah, we need
Sykes.
some Jake Malones.
Yeah.
For the record, Austin Davis has the most touchdown passes of anyone I've named so far.
Oh my God.
Just
We
look
are-
it up. Okay,
What?
next. You guys all hit, right? You guys all hit?
It's over. Go
Okay,
ahead.
Deshaun Kaiser, Kevin Hogan,
Yeah.
Cody Kessler, Johnny Manziel, Austin Davis, and Brandon Whedon.
Whedon might have. Whedon might
10.
have.
I mean, we can
No,
hit it.
no.
We can take the hit,
Yeah.
but
he-
I don't know how many.
Let's listen to the guy
he
who,
went to
let's listen to the guy who
Dallas.
played with him for a second.
He's probably anywhere between 10 and 20.
Give him a 20 apiece.
So I'll say,
We got
let's say
a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. I think we're playing.
And by the way, I believe he played with Josh Gordon, right?
And
He was in Dallas.
yes, he played with Josh Gordon. He went to
20
Houston for a while.
Give him a 20 piece.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. His career? No. He might be. Damn, he might be like 20. Let's go 15 to be on the safe side. Yeah.
Take it 20.
Take him down 5.
So is that a hit across the
Yeah,
board?
that's it.
I'm still
Yeah,
hitting. Okay.
yeah.
Buy a 15-piece nugget. It's 20
Deshaun
or
Kaiser,
10.
Kevin Hogan, Cody Kessler, Johnny Manziel, Austin Davis, Brandon Whedon, and Brady Quinn.
Oh, that's a hit too.
Yeah, but how
Yeah,
many?
hit.
He got like
probably
9, 8.
6.
You giving him 6? We'll go 7. We'll go in between.
We're going, you guys want to go
ran the
7?
ball a
or
lot.
not?
What's that?
Go 7.
By the way, I do say this with
He was
great
keeping
pride.
out Charlie.
I watched when I watched Brady Quinn for the first time when he was announcing that game. I'm like, I think he's finally starting to age.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Hey, hold on.
I thought he was a
Mike
demon.
Poe, you are so. This is why you weird.
Yeah.
I said the same thing.
Yes.
I said between him and Matt Leinart. I said,
Oh, finally.
Oh,
Some
They
cracks
are
in the
very
facade.
young.
Some cracks in the facade.
Are you guys hitting on Brady Quinn?
Yes. What we
Okay.
at?
We are at 47.
You kidding me?
Oh, no,
Deshaun
wait. I'm
Kaiser,
sorry.
Kevin
We're at 50.
Hogan,
I
Cody
didn't add
Kessler,
Quinn.
Johnny
You're
Manziel,
gonna have
Austin
to
Davis,
dump
Brandon
Derek.
Whedon,
Man,
Brady
get
Quinn,
to some
Charlie
quarterbacks.
Fry.
We're at
You're going to have to
55.
dump Derek Anderson or Jake DeLone.
Charlie Fry.
Charlie Fry is
Fry.
your next one.
Ooh.
this tricky.
Ooh.
Well, he filled in.
Oh, he did, because he wanted, didn't he go up to Pittsburgh too?
For real.
He threw some tugs.
I'm taking 20.
Yeah,
This tricky.
I'm taking 20.
Charlie might have 15.
You guys want
I'm
to
thinking he has the most out of everyone on this list.
I'm gonna guess that as well.
A lot of Fry love.
I'm gonna say 25.
25?
Fry, we're going
yeah,
25.
he's
All right, we'll
definitely.
take a hit.
He
What y'all running total at?
Okay, now we're at
Yeah, yeah.
60. We're at 80.
So
Keep
still,
coming.
you think you're still hitting?
Yep, still hitting. Come on.
I don't know who this.
Okay. Tyvis, are you ready to pull out?
I do really. I'm scared because
No. I say hit. I say hit, man.
What's his hit?
I'm scared to hit. To be honest, I'm a safe guy.
What's that total?
I'm a
We're-
safe.
we're at
I
80.
play. Listen, I play.
Hey, this guy
safe.
doesn't drink, man.
I play it safe. They can go. I'm done.
He's a
So
guy.
Tyvis is sitting out.
Tyvis is dipping out at Charlie Fry.
The other three are still in here. So ready? You three are hitting.
Y'all, listen.
Deshaun Kaiser, Kevin Hogan, Cody Kessler, Johnny Manziel, Austin Davis,
I'm
Brandon
too-
Whedon,
we-
Brady
we
Quinn,
too
Charlie
close.
Fry, Luke McCown.
Luke McCown.
Not Josh.
Oh,
Luke.
see, no. See, yeah. Nah. Luke McCown played 100 years.
I would have took the hit.
So what are you thinking then, DeQuell? How many touchdowns do you think he has?
Not Josh
Luke
McCown. Luke McCown.
I have no idea.
This is tricky.
Yeah.
Wait, not Josh. Oh, that's right. I was thinking Josh McCown.
Did you play with either McCown when they were here,
Look,
DeQuell?
are you looking it up?
No.
Take a hit.
No, man, I'm itching my leg, man.
Listen, I'm gonna hit. Someone just make up a number on how many touchdowns.
Listen.
How many touchdowns do you think Luke McCown had? 4?
He played in the league for a lot of teams.
The answer's
8?
4.
You think it's 8?
Let's say
8. All right. So now
This is my last one, though.
By our completely made up.
Now you want to go out.
What's the total?
By our completely made up standard, it's 88. We're at right now, according to our made up numbers.
So hit one more time.
He gonna tell
Does
I got some
anybody
liquid
want to
courage
drop
right
out?
now.
Come on, hit one more time.
Now
Come on.
from their Come
on, let's see what we
The
got.
mayor wants one more hit.
One more hit it is. Deshaun Kaiser, Kevin Hogan, Cody Kessler, Johnny Manziel, Austin Davis, Brandon Weeden, Brady Quinn, Charlie Fry, Luke McCown, and Colt McCoy.
Ooh. See, now we got
Now
some.
we out.
I'm out. I'm out.
He said Dundada.
Take a guess on Colt McCoy's touchdown
I'm out.
total.
He's still going.
I think Colt has thrown about
30.
38.
I like that number. But
I'm
that,
out.
38?
that would be over.
Yeah.
That
I'm
would be
out.
over.
I'm out. That's why I'm
You're out.
I'm out.
He's out. So,
Because he's in this new NFL, man, where, damn.
okay. According to
Does
I'm
anyone want
out.
one
I'm
more?
out.
Does anybody want to do anything else?
I'm out.
all right. So according to
No,
the
I'm
big
out.
total
When
now,
did you
with
stop? I
yours
wanna
at
know when you
38, that would put us at 96. That would put us at 126, if our numbers are correct.
Who was 38?
Very
They
scientific
said Colt
numbers.
McCoy 38. That was what he.
I put him out. I didn't take
You
it.
put him out.
Yeah,
So
I'm out.
I ain't taking it.
You're out.
Paul's out. Brad's out. Poker.
You're out.
I'm out.
Pre-Colt McCoy.
I'm out with Tyvis.
I ain't taking
No,
it.
you
stopped drinking.
you gonna go out with
Pre-Colt McCoy.
You out at Luke
Oh,
McCown.
I was out. Wait, I'm not even guessing, but I would have
yeah.
got out long before. After
would've
that.
got out
Look,
long
yeah.
after.
Poker, you in or out? And I'll give you the result.
I'm in.
You're in for one more?
Hit me.
Deshaun Kaiser, Kevin Hogan, Cody Kessler, Johnny Manziel, Austin Davis, Brandon Weeden, Brady Quinn, Charlie Fry, Luke McCown, Colt McCoy, Brian Hoyer.
Oh yeah, you bust.
Yeah, you
bust.
You done.
So the real answer, for the record, Anthony drumroll.
What was the cutoff one?
Tyvis was right on, but I forgot we played this with Tyvis on Wednesday, so that doesn't count because he cheated. You guys all busted.
I didn't cheat.
You son of a.
How did I cheat?
I forgot we played this with you on
Oh,
Wednesday,
my
Tyvis. I
goodness.
literally forgot you were our first test dummy of this game.
But that's not
And
cheating.
you called me out.
That-
I'm trying to
that-
look it up.
That's not cheating. Look, that's cheating.
look.
What DeQuell did.
Look.
That's
Charlie
cheating.
Fry.
You
So,
I
hold on,
admit it.
hold on.
I admit it.
Hold on, hold on. Mikey, Tyvis played the game before.
On Wednesday, we
So-
tested
was
the
the-
game with Tyvis.
I
so
was the
totally
guinea
forgot
pig.
we-
Why was he even allowed to
I was
play?
a guinea
So
pig.
you already knew what was happening.
I completely forgot that Tyvis had played this already. Yeah.
It's not a perfect system,
And
you
then
guys.
Tyvis
And now
didn't
you
let
see
us know
why.
that he had
Now
played.
you see why Tyvis wants to back into the tournament. You see exactly why.
It's all rigged.
It's all set up.
Did I win or not?
Yeah, but
You technically won.
it's how you win,
By
bro.
the way. No,
It's
this
how
is
you
quarterback.
win.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. To be fair, when McNuggets first tested this on me, I got out at the same time I just got out, and I was 100%
That is true, actually.
correct.
He did,
believe it.
and that was the right
I
answer.
didn't
There we
change my
go.
answer.
There we
Here's where,
go. There we
here's
go.
where I put this victory. Did you guys remember the show Press Your Luck? No whammies, boop, 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 boop.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. One time, one guy memorized the sequence, like some guy with autism. He memorized where it was going to land all the time, so he'd always land on big bucks. So he'd be like, big bucks! And it would nail the big bucks, no whammies, and he ended up winning a ton of money. He didn't cheat.
I remember
He just
that.
memorized the system.
Guys, Bull's
That's
been
what I
watching
did.
this from the Clevelander. Bull,
What's up, guys? First of all, Tyvis played already, Mike. That's a terrible job out of you.
Yo.
He doesn't get to. You can't win. You knew the answer already, Tyvis.
I literally, all I did was take what I did Wednesday and apply it here. I didn't change no answers. I didn't rig anything.
You knew the answer.
I literally took the same thing I
You
did
knew the
Wednesday. and
answer.
applied it.
I literally took the
I
syllabus
copied
that the
and
teacher had.
You took the pretest.
Copy and paste.
applied it.
All I did
If you score well on the pretest, you gonna go ahead and do the exact
All I
same
did was
thing on the
take
test.
my cheat sheet
Stop it.
and put it on my
Y'all
desk
is
and
I
copy
can't
it
do
down.
nothing with y'all.
Let me tell you something else, guys.
Go ahead, Adam.
Have you guys mentioned? I don't know if you mentioned this in the last 15 minutes, but it just came out that David Njoku's not playing. Did you mention that?
What?
No, I just got rid of Gesicki
no.
on my lineup too.
Yeah,
What?
David Njoku was out this week.
What do they say?
I didn't see the details
It's the
of it, but
ankle.
I know he's out.
It's the ankle that he
Same
played on
thing.
last week.
Must have
Yeah,
re-aggravated.
still ankle.
Dang it. That stinks.
Messed
I mean,
up, man.
could
Well,
happen.
do we
It's
need
not a
him for
terrible
Houston?
week for that to happen, but
Right.
I don't think they need him this week. I wonder if they're just being precautionary because they figure they're going to kick the Texans' ass either way. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
So in that
But
case,
before, go ahead.
So in that case, does that change the way you think Deshaun's? Are they going to throw the rock? Like now, I'm looking at now. I'm gonna be upset because I've been preaching 20 carries for the last 10 years. They wouldn't give him the 20 carries. Now Deshaun
Yes,
come
they did.
back. Oh, we don't need Njoku. We don't need no. We just gonna come give. Hey,
Well,
Kareem
obviously
Hunt
he's hurt. but they're not pushing it. By the way, speaking of injuries, I know DeQuell showed his DeQuell. You showed your scooter before, whatever it is you got for your Achilles.
Yeah, my knee scooter.
All right.
Yes.
So
yes. That's the only way I can get around, bro.
Do you have a cast? Do you have a cast, or are you in a boot already?
I'm in a boot.
All right. Well, anyway, I feel your pain, man. As someone who tore his Achilles, it sucks.
So I'll tell you a story. So I was supposed to wear the splint for 2 weeks, but because I was icing so much, it felt like, imagine you walking around with a soggy, like wet sock all day. So I reached out to the surgeon. He was like, "Hey, you can cut it off." So when I cut that thing off, oh my gosh, it just, I can't even tell you the smell that was surrounding my
I know that
week.
smell. Yeah, it's awful.
Oh my goodness. But man, the knee scooter, that's the only way I can get around. That's my saving grace right now. But it is what it is.
All right, man.
Well,
Feel
DeQuell,
well.
we
Hey,
appreciate
Bull, I gotta say, I love your background, man. You're the only one that's custom.
He's at
Well,
the
in
Cleveland
fairness, I'm at a bar. Here you go.
He's cheating.
We got the Christmas tree here.
Yeah.
There's Earl. We
Nice.
got Earl in the background here.
Nice.
Yeah, have the manager of the
And,
Clevelander come
Nice.
over and decorate
What's
this.
up, Earl?
Hey, DeQuell, we
I don't know. You
appreciate
got a pretty
coming on.
sharp-looking man cave down there, DeQuell.
I know.
like that.
I know you end with the shot. We're
Hey,
actually going
man,
to end
you guys
today's
are welcome
shot.
anytime.
We are going to end today's show
Thank
with the
you.
shot, DeQuell. So if you want to hop back on at the end, we're doing a little special ceremony at the end of today's show.
Yeah.
We did our first shot on UCSS with you in studio. We'd be honored if you come back about 12:55 for a little funeral ceremony that we're going
Be
to
happy
do a
to.
shot with.
Hey,
So
what you
I'll
need
be
to do-
right here.
Get your bottle of pain medication and that bottle of alcohol and no, I'm just playing.
Yeah,
All right, don't go far, DeQuell.
don't
No-
do that,
no pills
DeQuell.
today while I'm-
Do
while I'm
not do
drinking.
that. Drink
Dude, this is
responsibly,
wild.
DeQuell. We'll see you in a little bit. Thanks again, my
Hey,
friend.
man, I be throwing parties by myself.
All right.
I see.
See you guys later.
Peace.
Mikey, special note from producer Steve, the Press Your Luck guy, that game show guy. His name was Paul Michael Larson, and he was from Lebanon, Ohio. And he won $110,000.
There's a
by
documentary.
Yeah,
There
there is. So check it out. I guess.
There's been a couple of people cheating though. They did cheat on some of these.
Yeah,
there's
that
a cheating
happens too.
documentary.
We got to
yeah.
get to headlines, guys, and Bull, you're
No
up
whammies,
first.
no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no
He
whammies,
knows
no
it.
whammies, no whammies. Look.
We got to get a whammy that goes across the screen here sometimes.
No whammies.
Bull, it's time for your headline. Let's do it.
All right.
Are we doing headlines? I thought we were doing the Guardians.
After headlines.
Oh, okay. Chubb steals the show. Watson plays well, but Chubb is still the main act. I've been saying it all week. I said it earlier today. The best running back in football. Look at those arms. Look at those arms on Nick Chubb. He is a man amongst men, right? He is the man, and Deshaun Watson is a great player, but Deshaun Watson hasn't played football in 2 years. They're going to try to make it easy for him. And to do that, you take the best running back in football, and you have him kick the living crap out of the Houston Texans.
How
Huge
many
game for
carries he
Nick
gonna
Chubb.
get?
It's just for you, G. 19 for 179 and 3 touchdowns.
He must want us to lose.
That's
And a
he
loss.
pulled that.
With only 19.
Ooh-wee.
19 for 179.
Why not 20?
Because I hate the stupid 20
He's making
statistic
a
because it's
point.
misleading.
He's making
And
a
so I
point.
want him to have 19 with on.
He's making a point.
Tyvis, what's your headline, man? What do you got us doing?
I got something about the defense.
Do you?
Defense outshined D-Watt's return. Defense forced 2 takeaways to cruise past the Texans. Man, I just think that, since this offense for the Texans is not that great,
Yeah.
and with D-Watt returning, everybody's kind of forgetting that about the defense. So I think they want to show, hey, this is a new day and age. They started with Tom Brady. They want to show you that it's going to continue to go. Even with D-Watt here, they're going to be even more motivated. We're going to finally see an interception. Don't know. I want to say, I'm going to say it's from a corner, and then I'm going to say it's going to be a forced fumble somewhere in there.
Okay.
Nice. I like that.
I do
That's
too.
good.
Brad, I like your headline too. You're up next.
I'm going old school. I'm an old school guy. Deep in the heart of Texas, Watson lands. That's right.
That country accent was amazing,
Deep
by the way.
in the heart of
Hey,
Texas.
Brad, we do it first again. Give us one more.
What? You want to do it
Deep in the heart
again?
of Texas. Yeah, let's hear that again.
Deep in the heart of Texas, Watson lands. And then go back to my sub headline.
Yeah, it's important.
They're going to use that.
I know, right?
They're going to use the hell out of that.
I know.
QB does his job
Meme.
and leads the Browns to the victory. That's what's happening on Sunday.
Nice.
Jay's got the sniffles today, and Polk wasn't supposed to be here for the second hour.
Yeah,
so
so
we're
I'm going to
trading
take his
places. And
headline.
Polk, you get to read
I'll defend it.
this really long headline.
Whatever
I'll
it is.
defend it.
Let's see it. Here it comes. This is Jay's headline that I agree with. Elementary, my dear Watson. Oh, he went literary. Brown's offense comes to life. And they got the little Sherlock Holmes pipe in there. Very well done. I like the sub-headlines, too. Our executive producer, Steve Becker, brings bad weather. And McNuggets fantasy team ready for the offseason because so bad.
I'm not a fan of pipe in the mouth.
No, you don't like the pipe in the mouth? No. What? You think it's too phallic or something? Is that the problem? You're broken,
This has taken a turn.
Just a real quick single, if we could, Steve, for a second. Just because I just realized that if we were in Boys to Men, I'd be this one. Close your eyes. And put out
Took a moment.
You're gonna celebrate.
I can be this one. You put
You get the rest.
grown folk
Hey,
music.
just let me
That's
know.
grown folk
Hey,
music
listen,
right
this
there.
kid Tyvis, don't you go home
that
and
grown
put no
folk.
oil on your body.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this all the way from Columbus.
You never know what you're going to get on UCSS. You never know what you're going to get.
I don't know how I just took that turn.
Mid-game
It's the
going on
cane.
here.
It was the cane.
Boys, the mid-game going on here.
I was like, man, I felt like I was at an icebreaker. You know, I ain't seen quite a few Kappas stepping around as these running around here,
You
man.
gotta hit the.
Oh, you gotta.
G. Bush, you ready for your headline? And by the way, this is the record for the longest headline ever submitted to UCSS. G.
Oh,
Bush,
nice.
you take
There
it
it
down.
is. What it is. Rust.
He stole,
What rust?
He stole my headline.
Watson lights it up with 3 TDs. Browns silence the Texans 41-10. Listen, that
41.
listen.
He
And when
stole
you
my-
say
he stole my headline.
yeah, and when you say Russ, what Russ? It's a picture of Russell Westbrook with the guards, crossing guards, right?
I know that one.
Crossing, letting all the people go through the end zone. That's what I was envisioning. But I'll take that. That's what I'll take. Yeah, what Russ? Ain't no Russ, bro. These 41-10, they going when I hit that 6-0 Kool-Aid is gonna drop all over the city. 41 points, cats gonna be losing their mind. The 2-minute warning show, make sure you, matter of fact, y'all might want to subscribe right now. If you ain't subscribed to listen, the $4.99 is where you need to be at. The $1.99 is cool. You know, you get your emojis off, but what you need to do is that $4.99. Get you that extra content. We might even send you to the Clevelander with Bulls some days to show up. Matter of fact, we might let you come to Bulls' house. Pull up. And you can do the podcast with them, and y'all can take turns yelling at each other. 'Cause that's what's gonna happen.
Pull up.
But you gotta get it because we got extra content. Some of this content is getting better. In the beginning, it was kind of dry. Randy Jackson voice, yeah, man, it was okay. But now we got real topics. You ain't gonna know what's gonna happen until you watch it. It's extra. You gotta get it. Get that merch discount, and plus, you get to watch all these cool people. $4.99, easy money, bro.
We swear so much more in that too.
Yeah, we do.
swear constantly.
We let Bull swear. We let
Everybody
Jay
swears.
swear.
Yep.
They let us talk about politicians sometimes until we get in trouble.
Yep.
We do religion sometimes.
It's where the nasty stuff happens, everyone.
And
Gets deep.
y'all asked for it.
Deeper.
You asked for Christmas stuff. They just came out and gave us these candy canes
Yep.
immediately.
That's
You
how
know
it
what else
happens.
makes a great Christmas present, by the way?
What's that?
Cleveland whiskey.
Oh,
The smoothest whiskey on the market. Remember to always drink responsibly. Their new Christmas bourbon is available. Visit your local liquor store today.
Christmas
Take some home.
bourbon.
Yep.
Whiskey without limits. Drink responsibly like we will be doing at the end of the show. I want everyone, before we talk Gardens, which we're getting to in one sec, at 12:55 today, there's a very special ceremony happening right here on this show that you do not want to miss.
And we're gonna break that Cleveland whiskey out. See,
Yes.
this is why all y'all others of the show suck. Y'all can't do what we do. You can't do nothing we do. You can't drink. You can't swear. You can't just get up and have people coming in the middle of nowhere. And nobody gives you Boys II Men Christmas CDs like these people up here. This is why this is the greatest show, and y'all taking an L every week.
Plus, Bernie Kosar comes on sometimes.
Literally, he just shows up. He just walks on
shows
set.
up.
Pulls up.
The first time he came on, I think we've told this story. If I haven't, I'll make it real quick.
We mic'd him up online.
He didn't even tell us he was coming. He just was like,
Yeah, he's popped in.
knocked on the window. I'm like, is that Bernie Kosar? Jay's like, oh yeah, let him in. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Good idea. Yeah, let Bernie Kosar in.
Bernie's allowed to come on.
You know he like 6'7". Like
Yeah.
he like a big.
Bernie's tall.
He like a big bird. Like he just come in
big
just
bird.
like
There it
Bernie
is.
like 6'6" with long arms.
Yep, there it is.
There he is.
BK.
All right, guys, and Bulls back, which means it's time to pivot to a little Guardians talk. They
yeah.
have been rumored to be the favorites to land both Oakland catcher Sean Murphy and Josh Bell of the Padres, the first baseman, left-handed
Well, that should make Bull happy because
And
all
Bull,
this
I'm hoping
catcher
this news
talk.
makes you happy, like Tyvis alluded to.
Well, where did you see they're the favorites to get both these guys? I didn't see that.
On one of the ESPN articles predicting where these guys are going to land.
Oh, okay. So it's just a guess. I mean, listen, until the Guardians, as much as I love the Guardians, until they lock down one of these players, I'll believe it when I see it because we've heard about they're close to Abreu. They're close to this guy. We've heard it for a few years. Until they actually spend the money, I'm not going to totally believe it. I do like both of those guys.
Respectable.
I think, Josh Bell is Josh Bell is a solid player. I don't know that he's a perfect fit because he is better against righties than he is against lefties, and I feel like they could use a guy who's better against lefties. And he struggled at the end of the year with San Diego after playing well for Washington, and he's not a good defensive player at first base, and the Guardians could use
sounds
a
like
better
a steal.
defensive first base. However,
So what is he good at?
What do you like about the guy?
However, he is the best first base option out there in free agency if they don't go trade. He does have very big-time power. He didn't hit as many home runs last year, but overall the last 5 years, he's been a pretty consistent power source, and that's one thing this lineup is missing. So, in terms of the free agent options at first base with Rizzo and Abreu off the board, he's a fine option. I think I'd rather them look at the trade market at first base, but
Is he that
player.
much of an upgrade than Naylor?
Well, they need a first baseman DH. Naylor can't hit lefties at all. At all. He cannot play against lefties. Now, Bell is better against righties than he is against lefties, but at least he can play against lefties. Josh Naylor can't. They cannot play him against lefties at all.
Wow.
He cannot hit lefties, period.
So, yes,
he's a platoon player.
upgrade, is what you're saying.
And Josh Bell is, while he's not a good defensive player, he's better than Naylor is at first base. I mean,
Man.
not significantly because he's not very good, but at least he's played the position more in his career. And he's just, I don't think you get rid of Naylor. I think you need Naylor and two other players to cover first base and DH. Now, they have some young guys they can use in the mix there, but a lot of those young guys that they have, the other guys, Gabriel Arias is probably going to eventually play shortstop, and these, Will Brennan and Will Benson, they're both left-handed hitters, so you do need at least one right-handed bat in the mix. Josh Bell's a switch hitter. In terms of Sean Murphy, that move I like.
You willing to
go
give
ahead.
up Austin Hedges for Murphy?
Austin Hedges is gone. He's a free agent.
You don't want him back?
He's gone.
That's Anthony's twin.
Well, I'm sorry. I love Anthony, but Austin Hedges, it's time to move on. The Guardians do not – both of their catchers from last year are gone. Austin Hedges is a free agent. Luke Mailey just signed with Cincinnati. So they're both gone. They do have Bo Naylor, Josh's brother, who came up at the end of last year, was on the playoff roster. But they've relied on so many young players. I think they do. They do need to have a couple of veterans, and catchers a good spot to have a veteran at head. Are you guys still seeing me? Because on my screen I look frozen.
We
hear you.
You're a little chopped. You chopped and screwed.
Okay. So anyway, Sean Murphy is the perfect fit for the Guardians for a variety of reasons. Number one, he's excellent defensively. So there'll be no drop-off from Austin Hedges defensively. In fact, it'll be an improvement once he learns the pitchers because he's actually better at throwing out base runners, which Hedges was not good at. Number two, he is, for a catcher, as for an overall major league player, he's an average hitter. But for a catcher, he's well above average as an offensive player and has good power. He's a guy hit 15, 20 home runs. For a catcher, not many guys hit 50 home runs. So he's an upgrade defensively and a massive upgrade offensively. He's got 3 years team control. Now, you're going to have to give up a lot to get him. You'll probably have to give up one of your top prospects. Maybe Bo Naylor in that trade and maybe a third. You have to give up a lot of good prospects. But the Guardians are loaded with top bets. They can afford to give them up. I think Murphy would be an excellent addition. I like adding him more than Bell, but I'm okay with Bell as well.
Hey, Murphy, what is he, 28?
Yeah, he's about to be 29.
Yeah, so he's not old. He's not,
no, he's 28. He's just about to be 28. You're right.
G. Bush, what do you think about these moves?
They're all right. They're decent. They're all right.
It's something, huh?
Right.
It's something.
I'm expecting. See, for me, I think the Guardians is in a very weird little place, right? They got a bunch of guys that are young, and this is the thing I get frustrated with, because I got guys, like guys I work with, Jonathan Peterlin, Bull, Jay. They'll be sitting here telling you about these prospects till the cows come home. Mm-hmm. They throwing out I remember White and Pomerantz. Oh, those guys, we can't give up those guys. Those guys, I'm like, bro, listen. Y'all been telling me about these dudes forever, and then they either trade them to somebody else, or they get up here and they don't really have a space for them to play every single day.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And so my thing is, you got all these young pieces.
Right.
Why are they not playing? Right. Like I want to see them up here move around, do something, and like Naylor, right? They had Naylor on the roster. They had Naylor on the postseason roster. They brought him up. Obviously, I'm like, okay, well that's cool. That's one of your top prospects. But casual people like me be confused because now it's the off season. You feeling like, okay, we're going to invite Naylor to spring training. We're going to give him an opportunity to win that position. He just said both their catchers is out of there. And then they'd be like, well, we're going to get Murphy because he's a veteran. He'd be like, but I thought you said this dude was your prospect. It's always this fine line between having prospects that you can use to pitch and shift around for some bona fide people, or it's like, okay, I'm going to go get a middle-of-the-line guy. I was expecting him to say, oh, Murphy, he going to come in and hit you 30 home runs.
That's what I wanted him to say, because that's all he been talking about. We have nobody at the end of the lineup. We need that big bat, and he was trying to trade for what's the catcher? I can't think of his name. Cabrera?
No.
Contreras.
Yeah. He was talking like he sold me on that one, but now you get this, and he like.
And these dudes seem like middlings. I want to go to the store.
They seem like what?
They're middlings, bro. These are medium sauce. This medium sauce. I at least want mild sauce. Medium.
Adam, real question. You know this stuff. Is this guy? Have we seen enough out of Bo Naylor that you'd be willing to give him up?
We don't have Bull.
Bull's gone.
But I'll tell you.
You tell me.
What was the question? Yeah.
Bo Naylor. We're talking about. I've heard him involved in this trade for this catcher. He is a catcher. We have not seen him play all that much. Do you think that the Guardians have given up on him this quickly?
No, he's just super young. I mean, I think he's still 21 years old.
And they want somebody who's good to go right now.
And the rest of the team is. I mean, you saw them compete in the playoffs this year. I don't think they want to wait 2-3 years for a catcher who's never had any major league experience besides being on a 40-man playoff roster. Step in and fill a position where, frankly, they couldn't be worse last year offensively.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to Anthony and his boy Austin Hedges, but he was the worst offensive player in baseball.
Yeah.
The issue is if you take out Hedges from the equation, Naylor's not the same quality defensive catcher, and you have no idea what you're getting offensively. And that's a position with all the assets they have available is probably that in first base. The two they could package the most together for a major upgrade. So I think that's why Murphy and Contreras and some of these other catchers, Kirk in Toronto, are getting so much attention from Cleveland because they have the pieces to move. And as Jason always says, they have too many pieces to play. They have too many prospects. They can't all play. And you look at, okay, what position do we not have an overload at? It's catcher and first base. Let's package some of these infielders and pitchers together to upgrade those two players.
And the other thing, the Murphy thing makes sense because he's under contract, I saw, for like another 3 years, which means we wouldn't have to pay any money.
That's what they're
which is what they really like.
That's
it right there.
You did it. See, they want to. You got all these prospects, right? You got them, but they can't officially jump off the roof and say, all right, well, let's package these prospects and go get us a real legitimate big-time bat. Because a legitimate big-time bat is going to either want an extension one day or he's not going to be under contract tomorrow. Right. So they're looking to get somebody that's good enough, that's serviceable enough, that is under contract, that they can control for 5. The Guardians love control.
It works well for them. They do a lot with no money.
We complain about it, but they still.
They do.
They do. They defeat the odds all the time.
They do, but I don't agree. The reason that I always get into it with Jay about this is he's always saying, I mean, look at their record. Look how well they've done with that for how long, how many years in the playoffs. I'm like, yes, that's all true, but none of that gets worse when you give them more money to work with.
Right.
That's my point. It's just like it's amazing what they've done with what they have, and they obviously have great talent scouts. But eventually you got to give them some money.
Question is, how do you get to the next level? I mean, you probably have taken this
as high as you can go
in this form.
Yes.
So now you got to do some other things. Now the question is, in the offseason, can you feel like you can sustain yourself financially and bring in some? Because you need some.
Well, they get the field. They trying to build a new field or something.
That's getting done.
Am I paying for that as a taxpayer? Am I paying for that as a taxpayer?
Somebody say, is that taxpayers' dollars, huh?
So did you know you paid for the airport expansion?
I know. I paid for the airport expansion.
Did you pay for the RTA when you were
I know. I also just funded the whole Metro Parks for the next 10 years. I know.
Did you know you paid for the shift to the Port Authority?
Yes, I'm a homeowner. I know.
So this is.
Did you know you paid for the library too?
Oh, God.
Okay, keep coming.
Don't remind me of educating people. I don't like to know that.
I'll play it.
Somebody needs to educate me about wealthy individuals, right? And I've always had this qualm with wealthy people, right? For me, like, it's only so much money you can spend.
I know.
Like, if you got a team, right? These people are rich beyond belief, right?
Yeah.
Say they ain't billionaires, right? Mm-hmm. The thought process is you got to think about it. They telling you that they can't move on certain moves because they got to save money. These people ain't in the soup kitchen line. Like, you got to think about it. You got every car you could drive. Your kids is paid for college. Their grandchildren got a trust fund. You got a boat. You got multiple houses. At what point in time, your wife got every bag and purse there is known to man. At what point in time there's a statistic that say, like, after you make a certain amount of money, the more money you make after that means nothing to you because you already have a certain level where it's not touching you. You're never going to go broke. You still eat what you want. So my thing is, why the heck would you not spend it?
Let's ask Bull that question because he's back.
Can't take it with you.
Guys, they got to spend money, and it's fair to criticize them for not spending money. I totally get that. Some of the stuff you were talking about before, I know I was breaking up. Maybe I am again, and you got to cut me out. But
you good.
The stuff you were talking about before in terms of the young players, like they did. I understand what you're talking about. Those guys they traded years ago, their prospects have been panning out in more recent years, right? We saw all those rookies last year take off. But you don't want to have a team where you're relying only on rookies, which is mostly what they're doing. They got a little lucky this year. Not all those rookies are going to be as good in their second year. You have to add some veterans. I know you're like, well, we want a 30 home run catcher. Well, no, there's really no catchers outside of Salvador Perez of the Royals that hits 30 home runs. Sean Murphy will hit you 17 to 20. He'll also hit a bunch of doubles. He's a really good player. He's a top, 8 catcher in Major League Baseball, maybe top 5. So it makes a lot of sense, even though he doesn't hit a million home runs.
Is there a first baseman out there that can give me 30?
Great question.
Bell can hit 30. He's hit over 30 a few times. So that's if you sign Josh Bell, it's not a guarantee of 30, but he's done it twice. I think he's hit 27 or more 3 of the last 5 years.
You gotta lead with your strongest stuff, boo. You should have said, hey, this guy hit 30 home runs twice.
So why don't you like
I told you guys he had power. You're obsessed about Bo Naylor.
But you was like, I don't really care for that. I like the Murphy one over this one. I don't know.
Hey, while we got Bull real quick.
Tyvis, you can't give me generic dorky white guy voice. I mean, I know there's a lot of generic dorky white guys. I'm not generic dorky white guy.
Yeah,
got a point there.
That's me.
I got to put some respect on you.
I've never been so insulted in all my life. I want to talk to the manager.
Hey, while we have Bull here, let's get into some internet questions. Bull, the first one will be for you. Whenever we ask the internet questions, and these ones come from our Reddit talk the other day, it's brought to us by our good friends at PCC Airfoils. Looking for a job with career advancement and great benefits? Well, PCC Airfoils is a leading manufacturer in Northeast Ohio. All locations of PCC Airfoils in Eastlake, Mentor, Wickliffe, Minerva are hiring for all positions starting at $18 and up. It's Wickliffe. I know I said it wrong. Plus full benefit packages, paid time off, and signing bonuses. Apply online at precast.com/careers for more. I like Polk in that chair when we zoom in on that. That was a nice little addition. It's usually G. Bush and Jay. These questions came from our Reddit talk on Wednesday. Thank you to everyone who joined us for that. We may do another one soon. These are ones we didn't get to in the chat. Let's take it first. Bo, this is for you. With the emotions involved in a game like this for Houston, do you think the Browns will see a lot of blitzes Sunday due to some of the potential grievances the Texans may have with Watson? Are they coming headhunting? No, is the question.
I don't see that, guys. I don't buy that the Texans players care.
Yeah, they don't.
This idea – are you guys not hearing me?
No, we agree. Like, they don't care about that.
Yeah, I don't think the Texans player – the fans might be angry. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think the players care. I don't think this – the players are a brotherhood. We know this.
Yeah.
They don't blame Deshaun Watson for wanting to leave. I'm sure the best players on the Texans all want to leave. So they understand why he wanted to go. In terms of the off-the-field stuff, like, I just don't buy that any outside of maybe one or two guys possibly, and even that is a stretch. I don't think any of them are worried about that on the field. And I don't think the Texans are changing their game plan because they're mad at Deshaun Watson. And even if they were, they suck. What are they going to do?
So Bull said, thank you for watching that Reddit user. Yeah. Bull says you had a dumb question. Let's move on.
Bull,
basically, yeah.
We'll come back to you for final takes, Bull. Thank you. Next question. This one is for Brad. Do you think the passing game will become more dynamic, meaning you'll see Cooper and DPJ getting more passes where they can get more yards after catch?
I absolutely do think that. Why? Because you have a person that has proven to be electric with his arm when it's right? And so when if I'm playing basketball, if I got a guy who's playing the point guard that can deliver, I'm running a little bit harder. I'm cutting a little bit faster because I know he may put it on my hand so I can score. So you got guys that want to shine. Amari Cooper, DPJ, they're going to run a little hungrier. They're going to run a route a little tighter because the chance of the ball that may come to them may be coming their way. So, yes, I'm looking for big games out of those two this weekend.
There were so many times this season when I would see Jacoby Brissett throw a pass, and it wasn't awful. It was in the neighborhood. And it probably a really good receiver would have caught. Maybe they had a chance, but the dude just lacked touch. He did. He lacked a touch that you're gonna see in Deshaun Watson when he starts throwing the ball. That I think is gonna make a big difference. I agree.
We got two more questions, Tyvis. This one is specifically for you. Does Martin Emerson have a chance at developing into an All-Pro / Pro Bowl caliber cornerback? Also, would you give up Ward for a first in the offseason?
Okay, to answer
tell the truth.
To answer the first question, yeah, I think he does for sure. I'd like to see him get his hand on the ball, meaning bringing down interceptions. But the way that he's playing these top receivers and shutting them down, absolutely, he has all Pro Bowl and All Pro. He has to keep going because the same thing I'm saying about him is the exact same thing I said about G. New last year. Now, G. New has switched his position to nickel, so I get it. But when he's been on the outside, it's been a little tricky. So as long as Martin Emerson continues to trend upwards, absolutely. They definitely would have hit a home run. As far as Denzel Ward goes, not willing. Obviously, I'm biased because this is my former teammate, and I've known the kid for a while. So, no, I don't think I would trade him for a first-round pick. I mean, if somebody want to give up a first-round pick, I mean, it is something that I would hear the argument.
You consider?
I would hear it. I don't know if I would do it because corners in this league is hard to come by. If Denzel is playing at his peak, he is one of the best corners in this league, and that's just not something that you give away because this is a passing league and you need guys to stop guys. So I wouldn't just give him away just for free.
I want to know where that pick's at in that
That
first
first
round.
round pick.
I wanna know.
That's what we call.
I need to know. Is it top 5?
number 28?
Top 10?
That's what it calls a slippery slope. I see he was over there doing like Scooby Doo. Hey, bro, give me that first round pick, dog. I ain't got no allegiance. I can do a lot with that first round pick. I can give me another.
I don't think
receiver.
they giving up a first round.
It was a hypothetical.
If I was called,
There are many. Listen.
Depending on where it's at.
There are not many people that you walk into any team and you say, "You're not movable."
That's what I'm saying.
I'll tell you
I'm
right now,
hearing
if
that
any
off.
team
What do you
offers
give
Cleveland
me?
a first round pick for Ward, he will be gone before that sentence is finished.
Yeah.
All they got to
That's
say
and
is
it's
first.
not a Ward thing. He's making $100 million and they have no draft picks. They have to pay Deshaun Watson. They can't afford anyone else in free agency.
That's completely true. That's a good point.
It's a money thing. It's not a Ward thing. Okay, this question we're gonna start with G and go around the horn. This comes from Donnie M. Serious question, fellas. What song do you think will be playing in Watson's earbuds as he enters the stadium in Houston? I say he goes old school and puts on some Bone Crusher, Never Scared. What say you?
That's a good question.
Easy money. It's one of the greatest of all time.
Oh, please say what I'm about to say.
We're gonna go with Snoop Dogg.
Oh, that's not what I was going.
F them other hitters.
Wow, you really had to think about how
He wanted to see how he
you
wanted
had to
to
think
present
about how
it.
to.
I'ma
really
go-
censor that.
I'm gonna go Tupac. All eyes on me.
I thought you was gonna say hit him up.
That's even better. Tupac, hit him up.
I don't know if that.
It's a great one.
I'm going Michael Jackson.
It's a great
smooth,
one.
Smooth Criminal. Final answer.
He was smooth criminal. Well, you might as well throw in
Final
Glow.
answer.
Hey, you might as well throw in Glorilla at the end.
Glorilla?
You might as well throw that in too. You go at that level.
Just letting you know.
He has to be stopped. This
true,
man
though.
must be stopped.
I thought he was
Brad,
gonna
you
say
got
big
an
kick
I
energy
said,
for a while.
Tupac, hit him up.
Listen, I don't really have. I do have an answer, but I don't have.
Yeah. And he's a,
I told
an
you.
elected
I told
official.
you,
He can't say
Glorilla's over here.
Yeah, listen. You just search Glorilla, you'll understand. Just search. It's big glow in the building.
Brad's he gets a lot of style points for knowing that.
Bro,
First of all,
he be a lot of
he
stuff.
gets a lot of style
He be a
points.
lot of stuff in subtitles.
Because there's a lot of people in this watching this and like, who is Glow? Who?
I got kids.
It's like, yo, I be like, oh, he up on that
I'm in the
too?
car. My kids be
I
like,
can't believe he
my
said
own
that,
kids
to be
be
honest
like,
with you.
you know that? Like, absolutely.
Well, that was interesting. He's from Georgia, so I'm guessing Ludacris, something old school Ludacris.
Best
out the way,
question
maybe
we've
something
had
like that.
all year, McNuggets. Best question
That
right
was a
there.
good question. Donnie M. That was a great question.
Good job,
Super
Donnie M.
chat.
Excellent.
As we alluded to earlier, guys, we are going to have a special ceremony after Final Takes. At 12:55, we are going to conduct a funeral here, a Cleveland Browns-related funeral. So we're going to start Final Takes a tad bit early today. At 12:55, we got to wrap up. Tyvis, we're going to start with you.
Oh,
we'll work
man.
around. We'll end with Bull, and then we'll get to the funeral.
I'll make it short and sweet then.
You don't have to be. You got time.
No, I ain't got a lot on my mind. It's only one thing that's on my mind when I woke up this morning. Utah, you know the assignment. You know what you need to do today. I know how I sound right now. It's sad that my team has me begging another team, a team that I've clowned all year. I mean, I got into it with one of the producers down in Columbus because he said that Utah would be a top 4 team, and I clowned them all year. And now it's funny how life works. You know, now I'm begging them to go out there and handle business tonight. It helps send the Buckeyes back in. Brad is not a fan of it, but Brad understands that
I don't understand.
he would so much rather watch them compete for a
No, I
national
wouldn't.
championship than to see a bunch of backups go
I
play a
have
game,
morals.
a meaningless game.
Scruples.
So, with that being said, go Utes.
Mikey, I'm speechless. Right? I'm listening to him. I have so much faith in Tyvis here. I do. I do. And so, the age discrepancy, that's what I'm going to attribute it to, because I'm like, dude, sometimes just carry the water. That's what it is. Make me come back hungrier. Let me switch out. because I'm a switch it from where he is. This is a shout out to. I went to a basketball game last night at in South Bend, Indiana, University of Notre Dame. Notre Dame versus the Maryland Terrapins women's basketball game. And I want to give a shout out to the folks at University of Notre Dame, because I'll tell you what, when I talk about you go into these arenas sometime, they were the most hospitable people working, and these were older people working at the doors, the gates, concessions, and the crowd was just, I mean, they were a very reverent crowd. It was nothing nasty, it was welcoming, and even the Terps, we took them down at the buzzer, right? It was the most gracious host. But I would just tell you, shout out to the Big Ten and the ACC for putting on that Big Ten ACC challenge, right? To elevate the game, not just for those two schools, because you had two premier programs in the country come together last night, and they gave ESPN and this country their money's worth. So much in the money's worth, KD shouted them out, shout out to Maryland Terps after the game, after Diamond Miller hit that jumper, right? Like, so the world is watching. So you don't think that women's sports is growing. It's coming because people are watching.
Shout out to them Buckeyes and Notre Dame going and join the Big Ten, man. Stop playing.
Stop playing.
You just reminded me, I wasn't supposed to be here for the end, so I haven't had final thoughts, but I have one based on that, because I wanted to give a shout out to you. Were talking about the people who are very kind at who the volunteers are, the people who are helping you out at those games, and that made me think of my favorite volunteers in town. Some of them. I got two groups. One of them are the downtown ambassadors. Those are the ones in the yellow jackets who ride around on bikes and give directions, and just in general, they are a presence in the city that is very good. And they pick up trash, and they're very friendly, and tell you where the buildings are at and stuff like that. Great program. I don't know who started it, but it was good, so keep that going. And the other one are the Redcoats at the Playhouse Square. Playhouse Square, if you have not been, then you really need to get down there. It is one of the best theater complexes in the country. It is the second largest in the country, next to New York's, actually. And we have all kinds of theatrical options down there all the time, and there's all kinds of great shows going. But they have these Redcoats who are the people who bring you in and seat people and stuff. It's usually seniors, retired people who will make sure you get your seats all right, hold the flashlight out, check your tickets and stuff. And these are all volunteers who just they know that how important Playhouse Square is to the city and downtown, and how it's something that's so important for tourism and stuff. And they have decided to spend some of their retirement doing something that they enjoy, which is they get to check out the shows, seat people, and make sure that place stays friendly and operational in that way. And I do want to apologize. We've done some shows down there, including some pretty vulgar comedy shows that the Redcoats have had to sit through. And I'm sorry that you got stuck with us on those nights, because they don't get to pick which shows they go to. So some of them signed up and I'll get to go see Madam Butterfly, and then they have to go and listen to us curse about about life and everything in front of them for a while. So apologies to any Redcoat that's ever worked one of our shows, and thank you to all of the Redcoats for your service out there. You're heroes.
I want to know why.
That's a good one, Polk. Thank you for that.
Why do you have a G on your hand?
Oh, this is because I was at the Grog Shop last night for a comedy show.
Oh,
yeah, and they were
I thought it was for G.
And obviously I got carded because they were like, who's this high school kid trying to sneak in here? So this proves that I was old enough. This proves that I was old enough to drink at a comedy show at the Grog Shop last night. Saw a friend of mine, best-selling. She was hilarious, and it was good times. Because I'm still cool and hip and go out.
Hey.
Thanks for asking.
Hey, hold on now.
No, go ahead.
That was last night?
That was last night.
Look at you. I know where he goes.
Showers, right?
It's a permanent marker. That'll be on tomorrow, too, if you see me.
See, it's permanent, right? I would have told him, hey, bro, it was a rough night.
I knew exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I would have told him it was a rough night. I really didn't touch no water like that. Happens sometimes, my
It was a late night.
You know, I did a little
show.
I'm like, what time did he get in? What time did he get in?
I did a bird bath. I did a little bird bath. I got the essentials.
I have not bathed
Get the
since
hot
then.
spot.
That's true.
I got
Get
the
all the
essentials.
hot spots.
Yeah, because anything it's real dangerous.
It is what it is.
That's what you got to do.
G-Bush, your final
It's
take.
amazing the three guys knew what I was talking about.
I knew exactly where you was going.
Count down to the call out. 5. Oh, by the way, shout out to my people, my man Steve back there. You know, my Ohio University Bobcats. Wow.
Lord.
You know what I'm saying? The Bobcats, we in that MAC championship, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm going to shout out to them, man. You know, we don't got no you know, there's a little beef with the you know what I'm saying? And people had to figure out, like, Ooh,
but you're not insecure about it at all.
No. But I'm not insecure because we play the same day as Old State now. y'all get some action too.
Shout out to that. I give that. Shout out to that. Shout out to that.
Y'all gonna be playing.
Shout out to that.
Y'all gonna be playing December 7th with us. The Tokyo Drift Bowl. Y'all gonna come down here and watch us drive cars with all the NIL guys.
Wrap it up.
With the tiny bowl, baby.
Y'all about to make me. Y'all about to make me.
Y'all gonna be playing one of the Texas teams, but it'd be like Texas Christian or Southern.
I'd rather play.
But it's different.
I'd rather play Alabama in the Orange Bowl.
Let's go down and play Jackson State.
Jackson State.
Come
Enjoy
on.
the Four Loko
Deion
Bowl.
Sanders Bowl, right? You know what I'm
He's going
saying?
to Colorado.
Salute to y'all.
It's official.
Trust me, he's going to
He
Colorado.
better not take that job.
Why would he take? We'll talk.
He said, "Trust me." We just have
That's
to.
another one. But shout out to the Ohio University Bobcats.
Cincinnati.
Y'all guys got to get that, bring home that first MAC championship. We're gonna get in another bowl. So we rocking and rolling, man. And hopefully, listen, if you down,
Who y'all playing?
We playing Toledo.
Okay.
And this is a note. If y'all get this, so if you want to come, you know, you want to come and you want to play somewhere where you ain't got the coaches all on the field.
You're recruiting for OU right now.
If
What is the matter with
if
you?
you ain't got if you don't want the coaches
all up in the videos,
all in the video,
dancing.
Hey, come on over to the MAC and talk to the Bobcats. We got some NIL money over here too.
You get to play immediately too.
You ain't got no love for Snoop Dogg and G. Bush. You ain't got no love. And that's it.
OU should pay you to do that.
All up in the video.
Yeah,
They should. Also, shout out to Brad's daughter, by the way.
Why is it a
17
random
points,
spot?
5 boards to assist yesterday,
Yes,
Brad.
he
That's
did
a
her
nice little
thing
game
yesterday.
right there.
She
There
did
it
her
is.
thing. Kept the Terps in it.
There it is.
Nice little game. All right, Bull.
Not 2 weeks.
Okay.
She kept the Terps in it. We got UConn next Friday.
Oh, big game.
Big game.
Big game. Bull, time for your final take. What's up?
Mike's off.
Turn your mic back on, Bull.
Yes.
There we go.
There we
Good
go.
now?
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yep.
This is my final take. You know, I've been someone who has crapped on soccer most of my life. I'm never going to be a soccer fan, but I have to admit I've watched at least parts of the last 2 games that the Team USA has played. And I'm actually interested in watching it tomorrow. The one thing I'll never be someone that finds soccer exciting. I know the people that love it find it exciting. I don't. But the one thing I'll give soccer credit for, they keep, as my man G. Bush would say, they keep it moving. There's no commercials, right? The game flows nicely. It really does have a good flow. Now, nobody ever scores, so that part is boring to me.
Right.
But
the downside.
good luck to Team USA playing the Netherlands.
Yeah, that's tough.
Hotspot of soccer talent.
Tough.
So good luck to them playing the Netherlands 10 a.m. tomorrow. I'm actually looking forward to that. I can't believe it, but I got to admit it.
Nice.
It's going to be has any of you guys gotten into the World Cup as well?
I've been watching it. It's fun.
I enjoy World Cup. I enjoy soccer, period. I do.
Yeah.
Whenever they put Team USA on a jersey, and we're the USA is very rarely the underdogs in international competition.
Yeah.
When we get to be the underdog and kind of the scrappy team that's not supposed to win, and you put Team USA, that England game I watched with my parents, and I played soccer in high school. They know the general rules, but they haven't watched the game. It was start to finish enthralling, and I love the fact there's no commercials. Bull, you're absolutely spot on. It's the most efficient game there is.
Great.
All we need to do is now get a genetic program where we can go ahead and engineer some of these kids and prevent them playing for any other sports. We just got to wait for the communist regime to come in and tell us that soccer's the national sport. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
We got 2 more minutes before we do our thing.
We're looking at it. We dealt with an authoritarian regime, not communist.
What is wrong with him?
Bull, which Cleveland Brown make the best soccer player, real quick? My vote's Anthony Schwartz.
No.
He can't use his hands.
No.
What Browns player would make the best? I'm going to say
Corey
Nick Chubb.
Bojorquez.
I'm going to say Nick Chubb.
Corey.
No, I'm going to say Amari Cooper.
Corey Bojorquez.
Cooper's footwork's elite. That's
His foot. Well, if unless he gonna kick it from half field.
No, I tell you probably who would make a good soccer player? Njoku.
Yeah.
He come from a country
he
that
looks the
plays.
part.
Yeah.
I'll go. I think
He's too
Schwartz is a
tall.
good bet. I like that.
You know who make a good soccer player? Tyvis Powell.
I know. He's good at everything. Hey,
Oh my
just so
God.
you know, the best play or tomorrow when people are going to watch that game, Old Angle is like, that's where everybody goes to watch soccer in Cleveland. It's on 125th. So don't even bother going there. Honestly, you're going to want to go to the Clevelander. There's more room. It's not the Old Angle. You'll still have that same vibe. Cleveland is the place to watch the game tomorrow. I think I'm probably going to be there, maybe, possibly.
It's a good call, and it's great food here at the Clevelander, which I and soon some of you guys, if not all of you, will be partaking in.
We're heading down there. We got to post a few clips after the show. We're
got the
down
bag
there.
now, huh?
We got no time for posting clips, Mike. Get your ass down here. I'm starving already.
My first shot.
Anthony didn't have the.
Not yet. What y'all doing?
It's not yet. What are you doing?
Oh,
I will tell you when you can drink.
I'm
Not till I tell y'all.
My fault.
Man, somebody's thirsty.
Two things, though, real quick. Just a reminder, we do have a Browns postgame show. Deshaun Watson's first action in a Cleveland Browns uniform with a 2-minute warning. Myself, G. Bush, Bull, and Jeff Lloyd will break that down.
Jeff looks like he's hammered, as he is in most of the
And he just watched his team lose a football game on a field goal. That's what he looks like.
By the way, Jeff got a Miller Lite deal. He got a Miller Lite deal. Listen.
You mean like he found a good deal at the convenience store? Or?
I don't know if it fell off the back of the truck, but he got these lifetime supply or whatever happens first.
And G's face in that picture looks like he was running around the schoolyard in the 4th grade, and somebody said, "G, smile."
Yeah, that's true. It is. That's 4th grade.
That is what Dan Cantera told
I was in 4th grade chasing girls around just like that. You like me?
If you're not a member already, you get exclusive overtime content. $4.99 a month.
You will.
That is it. Less than $60 a year. It is worth your money. We appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. DeQuell's coming back, so give us 20 sequends. Get DeQuell back in here, then we will do what we've been tweeting.
Been looking forward to this ceremony.
Was with us when we did our first ever shot on the show. Can we just take the DeQuell shot? I know he's gonna get so mad if he shows this, but just take it. I don't care. Take it, Steve, please. There's DeQuell rolling around the crib.
There he comes. I've been behind that guy.
Lil Lupe.
Give him a drink.
Lil Lupe.
Yeah. So here's guys.
Did you call him Luke Cage?
Hold on. My boy DeQuell. DeQuell's he's in the basement with the trade ceiling.
Yeah.
Trade ceiling. I see you, boy.
My boy,
I see you, boy.
So I need everyone's attention for 1 sec here, guys. This is how it's gonna work. Anthony and I were thinking, and Earl, we were all brainstorming last week. What can we do to get ready for Deshaun Watson's arrival as the Cleveland Browns starting quarterback? And the first thing that came to my mind was the infamous Cleveland Browns jersey that has all 27 to 33 quarterbacks that played for the Browns ahead of time.
Yep.
I'm sure you guys have seen it. We all know what it is.
Not longer this year.
So it's time to bury that jersey.
Oh.
It is time to put it underground
Let me ask you
in a proverbial funeral. Tyvis, what's up?
Let me ask you this. Is Brissett's name included on that?
Yes.
jersey?
Brissett is he's not on the jersey, but he is one of the 33 previous quarterbacks since 1999.
Check.
Is that fair?
Yes.
It is
That's
fair.
He earned his way off that jersey.
He did.
Yeah.
He played well.
I know. He earned his way to not be on the jersey, is what I'm saying.
Yes,
Okay.
he's not,
Okay.
he's not on the jersey. He's on the list.
Okay.
Yes.
So what we're going to do, guys, if we could all stand up,
Sure.
as if this is a real funeral. DeQuell, I know you can't stand. You could do what you got to do.
DeQuell, show some respect.
We're all going to stand. We're going to play a little tribute video to the jersey, and we will conclude this with a shot and pour one out.
Everybody at the
fallen
bar,
brothers.
raise a glass.
Going out for the homies.
Raise a
Steve, when you're
glass.
ready, play the video.
We're gonna
sir.
retire the Browns jersey with all the names on it.
Oh, yeah.
They
There
got
she
me.
is.
They got me.
Boy, they had to put names.
From Tim Couch to Colt McCoy, Johnny freaking football, Charlie Fry, Jeff Garcia, and everyone in between. We thank you for your bravery. The 33 starting quarterbacks who wore a Cleveland Browns jersey since 1999 have endured a few ups and plenty of downs, which brings us to this exact moment. The 411 total touchdown passes, the 400 career interceptions, 124 wins, 255 losses, and yes, that one tie. It's all irrelevant now. May the names on the back of this jersey rest in peace and never be dug up again. We salute you, our fallen signal callers, as the era of competent quarterback play in Cleveland officially begins Sunday. And let's pour one out.
Pour
The
one out for the
33
homies.
quarterbacks from 1999 to today, as Deshaun Watson leads us into an era of competent quarterback play. Fellas,
Let's do it.
To the homies.
All right.
Cleveland whiskey.
That is good Cleveland whiskey.
Delicious.
Ooh,
Yeah.
like Barnard say, ooh, woo, woo, woo.
Man, this
Woo,
is, it
How's
wasn't,
everybody feel about that?
it wasn't no whiskey.
Cleveland whiskey is the best.
this
Yeah.
was, man.
So
Look
wait,
at the quill like,
does Tyvis have a real drink?
I tell you what.
This is sweet tea, but where today it was whiskey.
Hey, good for you, man. Good for you.
Sweet tea for the young fella.
Tyvis about to get a call.
Sweet tea. All the people that know me. Sweet
Yes,
tea.
I
absolutely.
know you ain't.
They'd have been like,
Well,
nah,
here's
you ain't
hoping.
gonna do
Here's
that.
hoping that thing stays buried.
Here's hoping Deshaun Watson brings us all that we would like to have. And one day, we will see our beloved Cleveland Browns on Super Bowl Sunday
Man.
running out there with them orange helmets. I think they might will go with all white.
You think so? Probably on that day.
Ooh, I like
gonna-
all that.
I like the 1946 throwback jersey.
I love the
I
like
love
the
them
jerseys.
last year.
We'll figure out the Super Bowl jerseys
But
later,
I just
guys.
want one time. Hey, DeQuell, I
What you
listen, I cried when LeBron and them won the championship. Literally cried. Was on the floor. Oh God.
I didn't cry, but I was.
What, if you will 13 seconds, will you cry if the Browns go to the Super Bowl and win it?
Oh, I will be there. I will be crying on the field with them. You hear me? That's how much I'm committed to it if they ever make it to that point. Absolutely. I will be there in tears.
Well, I hope we're all together when it happens.
There it is.
Matter of
Well,
time.
thanks for coming back. We
DQ.
appreciate it. The end of
Got it.
Deshaun Watson starts on Sunday, fellas. Let's hope it starts with a win.
On the pop.
See y'all.